Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judge Mo. Mathys Tel to help Spurs, of course, win a cup, as a lot of Spurs fans are saying. He chose Spurs over Arsenal and over Manchester United. That's a fact. That's what the journalists have said. Of course, Chelsea win yesterday, not convincingly, but they don't sign a striker. They rely on Jadon Sancho and Madueke. We'll talk about that as well. And Arsenal with no signings. I don't know what happened there to Arsenal. The ITKs told us that they're going to sign someone. We'll talk about that as well. How's everyone doing first? How's everyone doing? So I just arrived home, so
we're humble, alhamdulillah, humble and happy.
Yeah.
Who's humble?
Arsenal are a weird fan, but we'll get into it. They're a weird
Who's
fan.
weird fan base? I'm sorry.
Arsenal. I don't get it.
Why are they?
We'll
Why are they weird?
Because
yeah,
the
whole
thing
David?
about what Haaland was saying is the exact thing that they've gone and done, and I find it hilarious. Like, I actually do, because he like what they've done makes him have a point, and all they had to do was just like you win, you keep it happy, and then you can chat your smoke when you've done something. Do you know what I mean? Like, you beat them, fair play, you beat them, but like, you know, playing humble, like, it just shows you're really affected by what Haaland said about you. And I think it's just kind of funny, but
yeah, we were affected, and now it's time to hit back. I mean, it's a very normal. Guys, David, are you the kind of fan? Are you the kind of fan who, let's say, doesn't want to celebrate anything? Are you the celebration police who's won't celebrate anything until the end of the season? End of the season, then go crazy.
Let's say like this. This is how I'm gonna say it. This is how I look at it.
Yeah.
Let's just say a female comes up to you. They say you're ugly. You get a haircut, and the first thing you do is you message her. You be like, "Who's ugly now? Who's ugly now?"
Do you know what I mean,
bro?
George, you get me?
It's just like, no. Let me give you a better example.
Jordz said it is very convincing. I will be real.
No, it's not very convincing. He's using such a false equivalency. Imagine you play chess with Bill Gates, right? Bill Gates, yeah, and he beats you, and he starts mocking you and says, "Stay humble." And you play a revenge game with him, and you wipe the floor with him. You're not going to say, "Damn, you're Bill Gates, I can't say shit." You're going to give it back. It's normal. That's actually what the good comparison. Calling a goal ugly. Yeah. That's such bad equivalency. No, I don't know why everyone jumped on that train. That's such a bad example.
The point was, the point was like David alluded to, staying humble is not mentioning it or throwing it back in someone's face. So by the words and the meaning of humble, because you're telling him to stay humble after he told you to stay humble. You're just doing the exact same thing that he
George.
No, but
He started
what he's
something,
doing
which is fine. Which is
you guys are setting yourself up for when something goes bad or when Man City next beat you, it's gonna be stay humble, and it's just the battle of who's gonna stay humble now. Like,
wait, why does that matter? Because even if I know we're not the quietest fan base. We are such a loud fan base. I even said at backstage we are probably the most annoying fan base. Even if we were quiet the whole season, our players, our manager, the fans, you think the banter is not gonna happen anyways when we don't win the league? That's
100%.
normal. So if it's gonna happen, exactly, you're acknowledging it. So if it's gonna happen anyways, and rightly so, because that exists in football. I personally don't enjoy that banter as much, but it exists in football. Let fans have their fun. He started it unprovoked, and there's nothing wrong with that. I like that. I like that shithousery. When he threw the ball at Gabriel's head, that's shithousery. Fine, that's part of the game. He started that unprovoked when none of our players did anything to him. That's okay. Enjoy it. You deserve that celebration, that game, which was a 95th minute equalizer. But when you get it back, accept it. That's just what it is. I'm not going to be like, but they want a treble, guys, so we can't chat to them until we win a treble and a four-peat. That's not how football works. By that logic, no one could ever talk to Messi. No one could ever talk to Cristiano on the pitch. But they did. Joao Felix literally pushed Messi when they played the Super Cup and told him, who the hell are you? Like, that's normal. This shithousery happens in football, bro.
No one had this energy when Haaland hit the ball at the back of the... Bro. No one, to be honest with you, David and Jordz, no one had this energy when Haaland, at his own ground, took the ball and hit it at the back of the Gabriel's head, on his own ground, playing against 10 men, staved the point, and saved himself from humiliation at their own ground. No one had this energy when he went to the opposing manager, which is a very disrespectful thing, to go to the opposing manager, regardless of the age, and the age difference between them is double the age almost, and told them to stay humble. No one had this energy. No one.
And do you remember what happened, Mo? Arteta didn't
did.
provoke Haaland. Arteta went to shake Haaland's hand.
Arteta was shaking people's hands, and he was disrespectful because he's a little twat, Erling Haaland, because he himself was rattled. No one had this energy for Man City, even though they were behind for the majority of the game against 10 men. But because Arsenal smashed them and humiliated them 5-1, it's the worst defeat in Pep Guardiola's history as a Man City manager at the hands of his own student, which it deserves them to absolutely demolish them and absolutely humiliate them after the guy said to Mathys Tel, who are you to talk to me? It is warranted. He goes I
think the player-to-player interactions are more than warranted, because at the end of the day, like Ashraf, they're in the game. They're going to speak. That's normal. Players-to-players are going to talk trash. But it's when it becomes bigger and it's fan base against fan base, manager against, like the Arsenal fans are making it way bigger than it needed to be.
What do you mean?
What I'm saying is, I don't have a problem. I didn't say I have a problem with Lewis Skelly doing his celebration.
No, it was a great celebration. Love that.
That's cool. I rate it. I think that's funny. It's when you get to, the whole Arsenal fan base being like at Erling Haaland, stay humble, like bro, like you're not involved in that. That's just the way I am. I don't.
But guys, wait. I want to understand why you guys are bringing this up now when this happens. It's been happening for the last 20, 30, 40 years. Ever since the introduction of social media, players go and at other players and say, you ain't shit, you're garbage, you're not going to do anything. Sometimes they obviously take it quite too far and curse. Why is it a conversation now?
But I think it's all cringy.
Yeah, fair. But then don't call it out, Arsenal doing this. Say, hey, I think any fan going and atting a player is cringy. It has nothing to do with Arsenal, because this happens on a week,
it has everything
basis.
to do with how your fan base.
Arsenal go and play against Leicester City. We go play against Crystal Palace, and they sing songs about us like, "Oh, you're not going to win," or "You crap." That's normal. Are we going to go to Crystal Palace and go tell you're a small club, you ain't one shit? No, it's fine. If Crystal Palace beat us, can their fans not give a shit and talk to us like we're crap? That's normal. It happens in football. Otherwise, by that logic, no fan of any of the 15 remaining teams or 14 remaining teams in the Premier League can chat to Arsenal, can chat to United, can chat to Liverpool, can chat to Chelsea, can chat to City. That's stupid, though. That's such a stupid concept, excuse me. And it doesn't make sense. It doesn't apply in competitive sports.
I have to be the voice of reason here. I'm going to be the voice of reason. Jordz and David are both shameless human beings. I'll tell you why. Because we always ask for personality in football. And as soon as we get a bit of personality, everyone calls it out. I love it. I love it, you know. Next time, you know, I hope one of them like fight each other on the pitch. I hope we see 3 red cards. That's what made football beautiful before. I remember plenty of times when celebrations were mocked by an opposition. I remember plenty of times when managers used to call each other out. I mean, probably the best era of football of anyone we've seen. I don't know about David because he's a bit younger, so I'm not saying it in an insulting way. It's just an age thing. Probably like 2010 to 2013, Madrid versus Barcelona.
Mourinho, Pep. Yeah.
And it used to be so toxic. They used to call each other out in the press conference. They used to insult each other. Like Mourinho literally publicly said, that UEFA and like the referees is the reason why Pep Guardiola is winning stuff. He literally publicly said, I hope that
Husam, wallahi, so sorry. So sorry. Just to add to your point, remember after they won the World Cup together, Spain, they played a Clásico and Ramos slapped Puyol and Xavi, his 2 teammates of the national team.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Listen, I get it. Your point is going to be what? Yeah, but Arsenal didn't win anything. I understand that. And every fan has a right to mock Arsenal for not winning anything over the last like 4 years. No problem. This is expected. Just like we mock Jordz. Just like we mock David for not winning a league title since 2017. It's normal. Just like I got mocked before my league title in 2020. This is part of football. However, if there is banter and if there is a player expressing his personality, I love it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I actually want to see more of that in football in general, not just Arsenal. Like, I want to see, you know, like, you know, if Salah says something about Spurs pre-game and then like Tel scores and then he does like the Salah celebration. I don't mind that. I love Shithouser is beautiful. It's
I love that too. I don't think either me or David said we don't like it.
My problem is not Lewis Skelly. My problem is, as a person who doesn't have Twitter, why do I know from 8 different Arsenal fans that have sent me a message saying, "Oh, lol, we played humble after the game." That's a bit weird, okay? But I don't even have the website. Why do I know about it? Keep me out.
Okay, here's the thing. You put it into context.
Know a lot of Arsenal fans.
Go back to the first thing. You know, this is like WWE, okay? Before WrestleMania, there's Royal Rumble. Why do we talk about WrestleMania without talking about Royal Rumble? Ma habibi, it's important what happened in Royal Rumble. You go back to the first game at the Etihad. Trossard gets sent off. City score a goal at the end. Haaland tells Lewis Kelly, "Who the fuck are you?" He tells the Arsenal manager to stay humble.
I mean, respectfully, who was Lewis Kelly at that point?
You went to and then City came to WrestleMania. They lost 5-1. Habibi, let them cook. What do you expect them to do after winning 5-1? Oh, guys, you guys are dead. I'll be honest with you. You want the players to come out after go like, this was a great game of football.
I'm sorry.
Most important thing is the 3 points, all this bullshit. Fuck all this PR. All this media trained bullshit. Let them cook, bro. Yeah. Cook each other.
No, but this is what I don't get, Husam, is that, again, everyone's beat City now. Chelsea's the only team in the top 6 that haven't beat City. It's not like this is something amazing. Like, oh, we beat
No. We didn't beat City.
Wait.
George, don't be disingenuous.
Hold on.
We slapped them. We didn't beat them.
Ashraf, I slapped them too. So I'm sorry. Like, you're not
good
gonna
on you.
Go on this. Yeah,
good on you.
But everyone's done it this season. Everyone.
No, it's only you and I did.
No,
only you and I did. That's it.
Everyone has beaten City this season. They've lost double-digit games. This is the first time they've lost double-digit games in like 10 years, bro. Come on. Only David's team hasn't beaten City this year. So, look, respectfully, as much as it was a good win, it wasn't as impressive as it would have been last season, or if it was early in the season before they went on this horrible run of form. I'm sorry. I'm taking it away from you. I am.
Beating any Premier League team, including Ipswich 5-1, is rubbish. A very good result. Stop giving me that
good result.
It's a very good result.
It doesn't mean that it's an amazing. Like when again, City just slapped Ipswich 6-0. What did that mean? They went to your ground and lost 5-1.
In that match, in a vacuum, it's a very good result that deserves to be celebrated that way. So if City fans celebrated and said, we just slapped Ipswich 6-0, yes, be happy. That's a good game to celebrate. We just slapped them 5-1. It's not a small deal. If we beat them 2-0, I would say, yeah, that's expected. Like, I'd be shocked if we won by like less than 2 goals. But we beat them 5-1. 5-1. Even Liverpool, the best team in the world this season, didn't beat them 5-1. So
Tottenham, one of the worst teams in the league, beat them 4-0. That's my point.
And when you guys did it, When you guys did it that day, everyone praised you guys. They said you did it with no centre backs, the way they killed them. Timo Werner skinned Kyle Walker.
Again, if you want to look at it in a vacuum, you can.
In a vacuum, yeah, exactly.
You
That's
can
what
look at the game in a vacuum, and every game, if any win's good in a vacuum, like you just look at it and be like, yeah, you got 3 points. But you always have to look at the broader perspective. Why did they lose? How did they get to this loss? You have to look at the symptoms. Just like when you have a problem, when you have an illness. I'm sorry, but when you have an illness, you don't look at it in a vacuum and be like, "How did I get ill? Was it just today?" No, you look at all the symptoms you've had going into it. Manchester
City
have had so many symptoms going into this game that they've been a horrible team. Many Man City fans predicted to lose this game because they've been so bad going into it. Again, if you want to look at it in a vacuum, no one's going to take nothing away from the performance itself. You know, Waneri scoring, Lewis. You guys have a lot to be happy about on the day. But
you're asking us not to celebrate that.
Ashraf, we're 3 days after the game. I'm sorry. Let's move on now. You got a cup game to focus on tomorrow. And
we haven't spoken about that since the match. It's the first video we're doing since that match. So it's normal to speak about it in the beginning. Nothing we have done is abnormal, Jordz, so far. You're making it abnormal. I never said abnormal.
I said the game happened. We're past it now.
Okay.
And I'm saying...
So what?
I'm saying you can't look at the game in a vacuum once you're past the game. We're 3 days past
I haven't played any other game since then. What do you mean? We haven't played any other game since then. That's the only game we've played so far. Are you
playing tomorrow?
Newcastle game. Yeah, we are playing against Newcastle.
Okay, so in your team, are they still going to be celebrating the City win, or are they going to be focused on the Newcastle game?
No, they're going to be focusing on Newcastle, obviously. In fact, I'm pretty sure the players started focusing on Newcastle from the next day. But you shouldn't expect fans to do the same. When we slap up a team like City 5-1, it's okay for the fans to talk about it for 2-3 days. That's very normal. I don't understand what you're trying to do, Jordz.
You want your moment. Have your moment.
You're taking the fan culture away from the sports, which kind of defeats the whole purpose.
I'm taking no culture away from the sports. I'm saying, what game are we focusing on now?
We lost to Newcastle, and I talk about fans. I agree with you.
Arsenal fans, if you want to stay humble, like they told you, and like you guys are supposed to be, focus on the big game. Focus on what's ahead of you. So, you won. Focus on the next one now. You've got to get a win tomorrow. I'm not being funny. Tomorrow's game is a lot more important than that City game. You should have been focused on that anyway.
Can I say one thing on this? And Husam will probably call me even less humble after this. Just how I said it before the City game, I'm going to say it now. We will get knocked out tomorrow because I don't think we have it in us to come back and score 3 goals against Newcastle. I know they have lost a couple of games at home, but I think we will get knocked out. However, even though we are getting knocked out tomorrow, I think the chances of us going through are more than yours, in my opinion. And I genuinely
factually correct though. Incorrect though. It's factually incorrect.
It's not. What do you mean factually? You are playing at Anfield.
Well,
without Romero,
you're 2-0 down. You're 2-0
down. You know this.
No. Factually,
exactly. I agree with Husam. You are definitely out.
You're incorrect.
I would actually be more surprised if Liverpool win by less than 3 goals. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, okay.
If you went there with your full team. No, Jordz, just so you know, I'm not biased. If you went there with your full team, I actually would have said you guys have a decent chance. With all the injuries you guys have and the players missing, I genuinely think we have a better chance of going through it than you guys do, even though I think both of us are out, in my opinion.
Okay, but factually you're incorrect, so that's fine.
Okay, fine.
I hate what you're saying, but yeah, that's fine.
I don't understand why this so bad energy, bro.
He's right. You're going to Anfield.
Actually, I want to pose the question to the people. David, which one has a bigger chance of going through? Arsenal versus Newcastle away, or Spurs versus Liverpool 1-0 behind?
See, this
answer it, David.
Let me see how you rate the team.
Tough question,
also, why are you so far away from your mic? We can't hear, Habibi.
Yeah,
tough. Is it not tough?
Now it's fine.
It's a tough question. No, because they're both as bad as each other. They're just both as bad as each other. Do you know what I mean? Am I really going to?
We are as bad as Spurs.
Arsenal? No. Let me explain. Am I really going to sit here and say that this Arsenal team are going to score 3 unanswered goals against Newcastle? Can I really say that confidently? I don't think I can. But am I going to sit here and say that Spurs are going to keep a clean sheet against Liverpool? Oh God, I can't say that either. Now my question is it more likely that Spurs outscore Liverpool than Arsenal score 3 unanswered goals?
We don't need to outscore Liverpool. That's the difference, David. We just need a draw.
And
No,
see,
but
that
the
is the
thing is, you
question.
do,
Like,
because-
who? Like, do you
because
think
you've got to
Spurs
concede.
can hold on to 1-0, or do you think Arsenal can
No,
overturn
they're
it?
Yeah,
not.
Habibi, if we are not, we're gonna be 1-0 up within like 4 fucking minutes. Why do we lie to
What are you
ourselves?
talking about? It's not true.
All this bullshit is just such a load of fucking crap.
You know
If
what?
Spurs
This is one thing. I
start
don't know
the
if you
bus,
guys have noticed.
They will lose.
Husam does
And
this
if
in every
Spurs
big game.
attack, they
Every
will
single
lose.
big
And
game.
if they do a mid block, they will lose. Yani, khalas,
It's
you're
funny,
you're going
Husam,
now.
you do this every single big game. You go, Liverpool are gonna win because
We're
we
gonna
have
smash
such a great
Chelsea.
attack.
Five. We're gonna smash
them.
Chelsea.
Nah, to
Alright,
be fair to
cool.
Husam,
Man,
he
in
the
said
last
he,
game,
to be fair to Husam, he predicted a draw against us. He predicted a struggle against City.
Husam. I'm sorry to let you know, Husam, we beat you this season for one. So when you sit here and say, "Oh, we're gonna score within 5 minutes," we didn't score for the whole of that game because we kept a clean sheet against you. We had a very young team, pretty much all of our young players on the pitch in that game. It wasn't like we had a strong team. We'll have a stronger team going into this game, by the way. So when you look at this game,
Really?
for one, Liverpool concede goals. You're not going to have your first team players playing. We've seen this. Carabao Cup, there's always some rotation. As much as a lot of people think there won't be, there always has been rotation. Arne Slot has shown that. You guys, with that rotation, look what happened against PSV. Concede goals. Open up at the back. There's going to be spaces.
Look at how disingenuous he is.
PSV.
He just called PSV rotation. Name.
Did you see the
Okay,
players?
don't open your phone. Look at the camera, Jordz. Name Liverpool's starting 11.
He's actually looking
Well,
at it.
I didn't watch Human's game. There was so many better
Who
games
got
on your
sent
team
off
to
in the
name your starting
PSV
11.
game?
Pardon?
Yeah, who got sent off in the PSV
Who got sent
game?
off in the PSV game?
I don't have a clue. It doesn't
Habibi,
matter.
I saw shirt numbers 78,
Wait, but what?
63,
Don't
68.
do that. Jaden Dan's
Bro,
playing.
some of them are 60
Jaden
years
Dan's
old.
supposed to-
Those
You're
big
doing
time.
alright.
Reina, you
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
even
yeah.
have mustache yet. He has number
I don't
98.
get it though, because Tottenham beat you with the same type of young players. Archie Gray, Lucas Bergvall.
You're
had the
comparing
same
Archie Gray
18.
to Nalo?
Bro, Archie Gray's 18. Half of you youngsters on the pitch.
Archie
like,
Gray
come on.
has played for Leeds.
But
he
he's
has
played.
experience.
And he's
Doesn't
played
matter.
this
reason why you
season
paid
for you
25
guys.
minutes. Habibi, you paid 25 million for Archie Gray. If we want to sell Nalo, we will not
40
even
million,
get
actually.
150k.
40
We won't even
million.
get 150,000,
It's
bro.
40 million. Just let you know,
Stop
he's
it.
a big player.
Listen, I'll tell you what's
big
going to
thing.
happen this Thursday. We're going to play our starting 11. There's a reason for that. The reason for that is the Sunday after we play Plymouth in the FA Cup. That's the game that we're going to heavily rotate. Now, George's point would have been fair had we maybe, let's say, okay, I'll give you an example. Let's say on the Sunday we were playing Brighton in the FA Cup at Anfield. I'd go like, okay, fair enough. Maybe we're going to rotate a bit, blah, blah, blah. But because it's Plymouth, I know for a fact Slot is going to go to Plymouth with the kids, basically. So that's a... Will, this is the first time I've seen your name in like 6
game,
months.
you had Accrington Stanley on the weekend after the first game, and albeit you did have majority of your first team players out, there was still some key players missing.
No one answered the
Curtis
question.
Jones in the cam, you had Kwanzaa at the back, and you didn't have no Trent. Trent coming on is what helped you guys, but I'm pretty sure Trent has been confirmed as being out for this game, right?
No. Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah,
Okay, so there's no Trent. Kwanzaa's likely to play, and we all know what happens to Kwan Diddy.
Kwanzaa ain't
That
playing.
guy's
Who says?
Kwan Diddy.
He's playing, bro. He played in
No,
the last
I-
game.
I-
He's
I-
been playing
I-
all
I'm
AFL
saying-
fixtures.
No, Kwanzaa will start against Plymouth, not against Spurs.
We'll see. We'll see.
I expect
I'm
that-
happy
that's-
to
No
take
one
that.
answered the question.
I
Sam,
no.
Who has a
Mo,
bigger
Mo,
chance
Mo,
of going
Mo.
through?
I
Spurs or
answered. I'm
Arsenal?
done.
Mo,
What
I've
did
been
you say?
thinking about it. Mo, I've been
I
thinking
said,
about
what
it.
did- you said
I said
Arsenal.
Arsenal. Yeah.
I've
Arsenal
been
that
thinking-
are 2
And I can give logic.
going to
I
stand
can give
James
logic
Spurs.
behind it. That's why.
Hold on. Can I get Dave? Dave, what did, because Dave doesn't support any. Go ahead.
I've been thinking about it. I'm gonna back Spurs. Just because I know. The thing is, I'm not backing Spurs to win. The question posed to me is, can Arsenal score 3 unanswered goals?
No,
believe
two.
the answer.
2 unanswered goals. 2.
Oh, I don't back you in penalties. I've seen Raya in goal. No.
Huh? We beat Porto in penalties last season. With
No, but
Ryan
I saw him this. I saw him
and
this
he
year.
saved 2.
I saw him this year. Ashraf, I saw him this year. I've seen enough. Don't worry about it.
He saved the
I saw
penalty
him-
this season as well.
I saw him
He saved the
this
penalty
way.
this
I saw him
season in the
dive that
Champions
way.
League.
No,
Come
Ashraf,
on, David.
Ashraf, in the most recent penalty shootout, I saw him. This man, he was just diving left, right, and center. Okay, just let him.
Can you
be.
remind me of Nick Pope in penalties? How is he?
No, I see. You see.
Oh, exactly.
Cool.
There
Okay,
you
fine.
go.
But I don't know. Why am I'm just saying. The last time I saw Raya with penalties, it did not fill me with confidence. Okay, sorry to say it. You can have confidence. I don't. Sorry, I don't support your club. So I'm gonna back Spurs to Spurs have a better chance of outscoring Liverpool because they will concede a goal compared to Arsenal winning by 3 clear goals. That's my final answer. You can give me.
I just think a lot of people are missing.
I'll just give my explanation for my answer real quick. The reason I'm saying I think both will get knocked out. I think Arsenal and Spurs will get knocked out. If I had to pick, gun to my head, which team is more likely to go through, the reason I'd pick Arsenal is 2 reasons. One is Newcastle have not been in best form. They got slapped up at home against Bournemouth. They lost at home against Fulham, whereas we have been on a good run, or at least in decent form, minus the Aston Villa game. That's one. And we also have all our players back, obviously, except for Saka, starting 11 players. And the second reason is I actually think playing at Newcastle at St. James Park, I know how our games have been in the Premier League last 2 games, but I genuinely feel Spurs going to Liverpool with the injuries they have, with the players they have missing, like Romero, Mickey van de Ven, Udogie, James Maddison, all these guys, against the best team in the world right now at Anfield with their starting 11, in my opinion, that's a much more impossible task than Arsenal coming back and winning. At least we beat Newcastle 2 seasons ago 2-0. I don't remember the last time Spurs got anything against them.
You have to wait. You have to go back. We beat them this season. Cool. You have
at
to go
Anfield,
back 2
at Anfield.
seasons.
I said at Anfield. Listen, Jordz, listen again.
That's fine, Ashraf. They slap you up at St. James majority of the times, and you refer to Newcastle being in bad form.
They beat us 1-0.
They're not in bad.
I'm sorry,
they're not in bad form. They beat you 1-0. They beat you 2-0. And what do you mean? They beat you twice.
That's not slapping up
already.
Yeah, but that's not slapping up.
They beat you twice this season already. Again, back to my original point. Yeah,
and Liverpool slapped you 6-3 at Anfield. What are we doing here? Liverpool slapped you 6-3 at Anfield this season with your main players. Why do you think it's going to be different now?
We didn't have our main players. You clearly okay. Wait, Ashraf, go do some research. Come back. Go do some research and then come back. Go do some research and come back. Trust me. Go do some research and come back.
Are your main players available now? Okay, wait one second. Are your main players available now?
Back to the question.
They're not available now either. So what's changed?
Ashraf, do some research, bro. If you would know if you actually look these things up. You're first telling me that we played our main players against them in the first game. Okay, Archie Gray was playing centre back. Definitely had our main players. Yeah, cool.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It says no James Maddison, no Brennan Johnson, no Dominic Solanke, no Victorio, no Timo Werner, no Destiny Udogie, no Dragusin, no Romero.
Where are you looking?
Am I wrong?
Where are you looking?
Literally here in this 365 app. Look. It says your injuries.
Okay, yeah. Believe you're 365.
Sorry, 1 second.
That's not actually doing research.
Okay, sure. Okay, so that means these guys are there. Okay, fair enough. I guess this is lying then, maybe. I guess these players are.
Well, those apps, they're just going off. Anyway, I wanted to answer your question. Go back to what you said.
Let me land, guys.
Can we hit the like, guys? It's 800 people, guys. Before we go on, big up everybody that joins on Football Terrace. There's 800 people here. We're not fucking even on 100 like. That is absolutely fraudulent. At least 400 likes. Hit the like, but don't be as embarrassing as the opinions on this panel. Someone is backing Arsenal to go through, then Spurs that are leading. Arsenal going to St. James's Park. Right?
No. Hey, quote me correctly. I said
no, Ashraf, stop for a second. Stop. I've been trying to make my point. I keep trying to make my point.
Go ahead. Guys, 300 likes. Hit the like button. Come on.
Okay, I'll go after Jordz. Let him make his point.
Seem to ignore the fact that Tottenham only need to get a draw. I keep hearing some people say, "Oh, I bet it will Tottenham win or will Liverpool Arsenal win." We don't need to win. We factually don't need to go there and win. We have a 1-0 lead. Spurs can play quite defensive in the way that we have been recently, and soak up pressure and get a goal, and then we got a 2-goal lead. Spurs going into this game. Yeah, when you spoke about Newcastle, you said Newcastle bad form and stuff. They was on a 9-game winning streak before they played Bournemouth. It's fine if they've lost a few games. They're not in bad form. That doesn't make them in bad form. If you look at them, they've lost 2 in their last 15 games. So if that's bad form, you please tell me, Ashraf, that's horrible form, yeah. But this Liverpool game, we do have a lot of players coming back for it. For some people that don't know, we've got new signings coming in that are going to go straight into the fold. You won't have the same back line that we played against Liverpool in the first 2 games. Because again, that first back line we played against Liverpool was a makeshift back line full of no centre-backs. This game, we won't have that same issue. We also have players coming back within the midfield. You have Bentancur and co available. I'm pretty sure that was the game against you guys Husam when Bentancur went out with that head injury within 10 minutes. So we have Bissouma is now available. We have a lot of our first team players coming back. The likes of Odegaard, the likes of Vicario are all due back this week in particular. Whether they play this game will remain to be seen. A lot of them have late fitness tests to pass before they get put in the squad. But yes, to answer your question, we do have a lot of players coming back. So it will be a different Spurs team they're facing. And again, to go back to the point, Tottenham only need to score a goal or two. We ain't got to go to Anfield and beat them. We've a lot of teams had held Liverpool out for their team to not score that many goals. They struggled to beat just Man United a month ago. They needed the penalty to get through that game. Like, what are we doing here? As much as Liverpool have been good, and I've backed Liverpool a lot of the times this season, I said they're going to go through, even this Bournemouth game, I said it's going to be tight, but they're going to get the win. They're going to smack Bournemouth up because Bournemouth are going to get humbled. But this game, I'm sorry. Husam, just know where it is, man. Just know where it is.
Okay, I know what it is. Let me talk now. I didn't interrupt you. Put me full screen. Put me full screen. Put me full screen. Clip this. Clip this. Guaranteed Liverpool are going to Wembley. Guaranteeing it right now. Clip this. Come back and cook me. Liverpool are going to Wembley, ladies and gentlemen. I guarantee it this very second. 100% Liverpool are going to Wembley. This guy is coming to Anfield. Anfield, with a 1-0 lead, and he's talking about, we've already done this at our stadium. Yeah, Habibi, you're coming to the stadium. This is the difference. You're coming to the club that's top of the Premier League, top of the Champions League, and we're going to play all our starters. And your lead is a 1-0 lead. Your defense leaking goals. Why should I be worried? Now, the reason why most question is fraudulent is we are asking which shit stinks more. This is the question, to be honest with you. Yani, I promise you all, Liverpool are going to Wembley. With Arsenal, do they have a chance? Yes, but it's like 5% chance. Yani, I'm not saying they have a chance. They have a 5%. Small chance.
So your answer
5%.
is Arsenal have a bigger chance than Spurs, basically.
Yes,
that's why
because Spurs' chances is 0. Arsenal chances is 5. You get it?
Oh.
That's the difference.
Okay.
By the way, apologies to the guys in the comments.
Put a stamp.
Why apologies? Why
No,
apologies?
because I made a mistake. It's 6-3 was at Spurs Stadium, not even at Anfield. My bad. I forgot. It was actually at Spurs. Sorry.
Within like the first 10 minutes, the 1-0 lead will be gone. Please remember this, yeah? Remember what I said, Jordz. I'm going to call you tomorrow, yeah? Within 10 minutes after tomorrow.
Don't worry.
Within 10 minutes, pick up, yeah?
Jordz, are you doing a watch along?
Just make sure you call me 10 minutes into the game.
Yeah, I will.
Are you doing a watch along, Jordz, tomorrow on the We Are Tottenham?
No, I'm going to be getting a tattoo done at the time, so I'll just be watching on my phone.
Is it tomorrow?
Right.
I thought it's
it's Thursday. I'm sorry, Thursday. So, Jordz, make sure after 10 minutes you call Husam on his watch along. Here it is. Husam, you have to answer.
No
Forget
problem.
Husam
In 10
calling
minutes, the 1-0 lead will be gone.
Jordz, 10 minutes. Husam is going to do a watch along, on his channel. 10
Call
minutes, you call the guy. Simply. Are you
Okay,
1-0 up?
chat. He knows.
No,
No,
hold on.
Doesn't like.
Snapchat. Call Husam Snapchat. Are you
Yes.
1-0 up, Husam? No? Apologize to me live on your show. That's
No problem.
clear.
I'm not that shameless, though. That's the thing. I'm really
No,
not
no,
that
I will-
shameless.
you're
I'll
not
make the
that
calls
shameless,
full
dude.
time.
You're not that shameless. He is. He will fucking call you, bro. If they're 1-0, he will fucking call you, bro.
No, but I get that. If he's 1-0, he'll call me. But I'm gonna stay silent until the end of the game because you can win.
Okay,
1-0,
fair enough. So
and
he's
then we
protecting
go through to the
himself. No
timeout.
problem. Khalas, okay.
Facts.
At the end, I'm going to call you. We're just going to have a 2-minute conversation. I'm going to remind you of this moment. Jordz, you know what it
that's
is? Here's the thing. I have nuclear weapons. I have Anfield, and I have the best player in the world, and I have a forward line that's ready. Your defense is leaky. يعني you kept a clean sheet against Brentford. Wallahi, before Brentford, I don't even remember when your last clean sheet was.
You was my last clean sheet before. You was.
Yeah, I mean in the league. But regardless, the game that happened at your own ground, you had an unbelievable performance. Kinski played out of his skin. Like, you had a really good game. But for that to be replicated, because what you're asking for, by the way, guys, just so we know, Spurs don't need to win. Spurs can just draw and they're going to go through. You get it? So they don't need to win. However, it's the fact that they can't stop Liverpool from scoring that's going to work against them. You get what I'm saying? Like, they cannot. Meanwhile, for Arsenal, it's the opposite. Like, I know Arsenal can stop Newcastle from scoring, My question for Arsenal is: are you gonna score that?
That's not
goals?
necessarily
It's a
true,
different
though.
question.
Stopping Newcastle from scoring when Newcastle are one of the top goal scoring teams in the league isn't going to be easy, especially when you have
but
Alexander
Arsenal
Isak.
have the strongest defense, so that's why I can trust them at least to stop them from scoring.
Technically,
Okay,
no.
I'm saying it's
Technically,
two reverse.
you
we scored more goals than them as well. But I mean,
Yeah,
it's my
I'm just saying I
thoughts.
have two reverse problems with you with Spurs. I'm saying, can you stop Liverpool from scoring? And with Arsenal, I'm asking, can you score 3 goals? That's the thing here.
Okay, but the one thing that I will say is very different to that game at White Hart Lane is we've seen the change in approach for Ange since that game and throughout this time over the past month, especially if people did tune into that Brentford game, you'd see the way that Tottenham set up was very, very different. And that'd be in preparation for games like this when we can actually just sit back and defend. We've shown that we can do that. And I think with a new defender in there, in Danso, obviously, it's an unknown quantity as to how good he's going to be. I'm not going to act like I've watched a player and play for Lens. I ain't really seen too much of him, but it's going to be an upgrade from Dragusin. It's going to be an upgrade on Archie Gray at the back. So when we're looking at defensive, stability, Tottenham's defensive stability improves quite a bit just from the last 2 games that we played against you. So
how do you know he'll be an upgrade on Dragusin, by the way?
Dragusin's terrible. He's worse than Gray. It's hard.
Maybe this guy's terrible as well. Maybe this guy is garbage as well.
Well, I've heard that
City fans thought Husam will be better than some of their guys.
The difference between Husam is
in the first 10 minutes.
And I pointed this out when I looked at the scouting reports because Tottenham was looking at Husam, so was Newcastle. He's only had 25 league on games. He's 25 senior appearances at a decent level. That's not enough. This guy's been thrown around Europe. He's 26 years of age. He's experienced 8 years. He was actually at Southampton before a couple of years ago. So he played Premier League football. So there's enough to see of the player of what you would expect of him coming into Tottenham. But again, like we'll see. It's a big game against Liverpool away from home at Anfield. Whether he might have a shocker. He might do what Kusanov done. The moment might be too big for him. Who knows? Remains to be seen.
Thing is, like with this game, I fully expect genuinely. And I'm not even trying to be disingenuous. I think it's gonna be a Liverpool-Newcastle final. Honestly, that's what I genuinely believe. Now, here's the thing. Look, we have to give Spurs 1% chance. I'm not gonna say 0%. 1% chance. And the reason why is this is all they have to fight for. So maybe they will perform out of their
Europa League.
We're in all of our competitions, actually.
I get what you're saying. I'm
so when you're saying it's all they got to
all
fight
you
for,
have to play for, I'm saying it's like cup
only
competition.
Team where it's the only thing they're fighting for is the guy above me. It's the only thing they're fighting for because they're not fighting
George, you don't have to pick on the name.
No, they have FA Cup on Sunday.
No, we are out of the FA Cup against
What
United,
do you mean?
Remember?
Fighting for FA Cup.
It's okay. Don't.
It's the fucking funniest comment today. It's the comment of the day. No, they have the FA Cup. Well, you fucking did a watch along for Arsenal Man United, you fraud.
We have the Champions League, but we're not going to win that either, to be honest. But
why? I thought you're built to win the Champions League. I thought there's a guy on the internet that said that.
You said that. You said, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I know who said that.
Yeah, you said that. You fraud.
It's so funny.
Fraud.
I'm looking at your poll that you put up. 14% have voted that Tottenham have a better chance, compared to the other two. Even the others in the comments agree with me.
Can I have my say in this? I genuinely think that Spurs have a way bigger chance than Arsenal to go through. And I'm saying it, way bigger. Spurs can shit their way to a 1-1, loss of 2-1, and it goes to extra time. Can I just finish the point then? Everyone's, my shirt, I can't believe it.
By the way, even in penalties, they have zero chance. Even if it goes to penalties,
now you know people are disingenuous. That someone is saying in penalties, 0 chance. Disingenuous. Right away, you're disingenuous. You just done yourself, bro. You just done yourself. I am not saying.
Did you not learn anything from propping Spurs last year?
Habibi, I am not propping Spurs.
I am with you in the ass, mate.
Habibi, I am with you. But to say
is
that
Maddison
Arsenal
better
have a
than
bigger
Odegaard
chance.
still?
Yeah, Habibi. Can you let me talk
better
now?
than Odegaard?
Is that your
Is Ainge better than Arteta? No. Don't put me full screen. Why you can't take the gegenpress, mate?
Yeah, Habibi, so let me talk then.
Can't take the gegenpress. No, I'm just asking you a couple of questions, mate.
So let me answer then.
Is Kulusevski better than Saka still? Kulusevski better than Saka?
I never said that Kulusevski is better than Saka. I never said that.
Van de
Give me a clip.
No, he
Does
said
Van de Ven
Madison.
start for Spurs?
He said Madison.
That's-
Madison
okay.
better than
No,
Odegaard. That's what
I
he said.
actually think the problem with Van de Ven, I still stand by my statement. Van de Ven is one of the best defenders, but the guy can't stay fit. Are we going to judge Van de Ven when he's injured? Are we going to judge Reece James because he's injured? But that takes him out of the equation. You know, injury. Like Jota for you. Fans would rather sell Jota because he's injured than keep Nunes. So be honest at least. Having injuries, when I watched Van de Ven, I propped him, I didn't know that he's that injury prone. And because he was new to the league. It's very simple. Like, what are you talking about? Like, having a player that is injury prone is different than him being shit. Can you say that Van de Ven is a shit defender, for example? Is anybody here going to say that?
No,
No,
Van de Ven's a
anybody.
fan.
Exactly. The problem is very good defender. The problem is injured all the time. So that makes him not usable. But the reason why, Husam, like, you do all your agenda and all the stuff, it's not working with me. My point is very simple. The reason why I'm saying Arsenal going to St. James's Park 2-0 behind, right? That is a much tougher, right, ask than Spurs defend for 90 minutes, lose 1-0, score a goal on the counter-attack that Liverpool has been receiving counter-attack, and maybe shit their way into a 1-1 or a 2-1. It goes to penalties. It is much harder for Arsenal. That's why I'm saying, if Arsenal go to St. James's Park and reverse a 2-0 lead, that is a way bigger achievement than Spurs going to the final after beating Liverpool 1-0. That is the statement right there.
Can I explain to you why? And Mo, tell me if my logic doesn't make sense to you, right?
Yeah, go ahead. It's very.
I'm looking at Spurs who have a depleted team. We said James Maddison is not there, Romero, Mickey Van de Ven, you just mentioned. So some main key players, we're not talking about some bumps, right? Some main key players are not available, right? And they're going to play.
Hasn't been confirmed as not available. He played last week.
Fair enough. My bad. My bad. So
let's.
Okay. So anyway, so James Maddison, Romero, no, they're going to Anfield, which is currently Liverpool. I think we all agree is the best team in form in the world, or at least top 2, top 3, definitely, if not first, right? And they have been on fire recently. So it's not like they're coming through a bad run and you're meeting the best team at a bad time. You're meeting them at a very, very good time. And we know they're starting their best players. You're meeting Spurs. I know they've just won against Brentford, but that was their first win in 7-8 games. So you can say you're meeting Spurs at a time that's not really good for them, right? Versus on the other scenario, and remember, I've said both are going to get knocked out, Arsenal and Spurs. On the other scenario, Arsenal are playing, yes, away to
I actually think that's the most honest answer. Both getting knocked out.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. On paper, I would pick both if I'm both going out. Okay.
Exactly.
That's not the point.
I'm making the argument for the other two. Arsenal are playing away against Newcastle that have lost their last 2 home games to Fulham and to Bournemouth. It might not impact this game. I agree with you. But I'm saying if you look at the fact that they lost their last 2 home games, you look at the fact that Arsenal are high on confidence. They've got all their players, bar Saka, back from starting 11. And the guy filling in for Saka has been on hot form in Waneri, right? They've just come up from a big, big win against Man City. Whether we like to say City shit or not, 5-1 is still a demolition. Plus winning against Girona, finishing 3rd in the Champions League, all the yada, yada, yada. We are coming on a high. Newcastle is probably favorites because of the advantage, but they're coming from 2 bad home defeats. And on the other side of the coin, a Spurs team that has no chance against, has had no luck against Liverpool at Anfield, is going with a depleted team when Liverpool are currently the best team in the world. I don't think it's crazy to say that Arsenal have a better chance of going through. If I spoke to you, by the way, before the start of the season, or let's say start of the season, and I told you Arsenal beating Newcastle at St. James Park or Spurs beating Liverpool at Anfield, you would have said Arsenal beating. It's because Arsenal have underperformed your expectations, which is why this for you is a bit surprising.
Yeah, but even now, not even just at the start of the season, Jordz thinks we're insulting Spurs. We're not. This is Liverpool prop, my brother. This is not.
It's not Liverpool prop. It's insulting Spurs because when you look at teams and you everyone.
If this was Chelsea, I would have said you can do it.
Okay, but how is Liverpool going to stop Tottenham from scoring? Explain that.
Did you just hear what Ashraf
you haven't been able to Tottenham.
What?
How are Liverpool going to stop Tottenham from scoring?
Oh, shiver me timbers, Jungman's son.
Shiver me timbers. We have the second best attacker in the league. What are we doing?
They have the best defense
second best attacker in the league. What? You don't even have the 10th best attacker in the league.
What? The best attack.
Hey, Jordz, you got. Jordz,
wait. What? Repeat that again. You have the best attack.
As a team in 14th We've scored the third most amount of goals in the Premier League.
So you don't have the best attack then? Why did you say best attack?
I said the second, because the last time I checked, we had the second most amount of goals. The only reason we don't have the second is because Arsenal scored 5 on the weekend. Because you guys don't want to bother.
He said, Ashraf, listen.
Fine, go ahead. I didn't hear that correctly.
I just checked it up and fact-checked myself. You can't fact-check me when I fact-check myself. Back to it. You scored more goals than us on the weekend, but before the weekend, Tottenham did have the second best attacking league. So how I'm seeing it, we scored 4 goals against Liverpool this season. How is Liverpool going to stop me from scoring? How are you going to stop Tottenham from scoring? Please explain that to me. Explain that to me, Husam.
Husam, can I just answer that quickly for you? 6-3. 6-3, exactly. 6-3.
I'm through. Done.
There you go.
You can score 3 goals at Anfield, and we can still go through, because your defense is also you said your part of the argument. Okay, say my part of the argument. Where does your defense rank in the Premier League right now?
Our defense is poor, but again, I've already sat here and explained.
Where does it rank?
The defense that we played you with.
Yeah, but tell us the ranking. Tell me the ranking.
No, but the defense that I played you with is completely to the defense that's going to play on the next game. And Tottenham's defense has improved over that time frame. That's my point. It's changing. This is the thing that people are sitting there being disingenuous and just trying to ignore the fact that for the half of the past 3 months, we've been playing with a makeshift back 4. Of course, defensively, we're going to look a mess. But when you sign a new centre-back and you have another centre-back coming in there, it's going to look a lot more balanced, won't it?
Other than the top clubs, you've conceded more goals than Newcastle, Fulham.
I've just given you the reason why, Husam. What are we
more
doing
goals
here?
than Crystal Palace, more goals than Man United. You've conceded more goals than Everton. You get me? Like,
okay, you know that Van de Ven and Van de Ven and Romero have only played like 8 games this season.
Yeah,
they've missed more than a third of the season.
But they're both.
So you've asked me how am I going to stop you because of so and so and so and forth. I've just told you that this defense is not the same that's been playing for the last 3 months. It will be a different defense. It will be an improved defense. That's my point.
Okay,
we know it. We don't know if it's going to be improved, to be honest.
Van de Ven and Romero are not playing Thursday, so why should I build an argument based on Van de Ven and Romero when they're not there?
I'm not basing it on Van de Ven and Romero either. You're based on the fact that we're going to have great.
One time you stopped us from scoring. That does not necessitate that's going to happen again, because I can use the other game as a measuring stick where we did beat you by 6 goals,
and we still scored 3.
Okay, if it happens again, we're through.
I know, but you're not going to score 6 because that defense that we had that day was Archie Gray and Dragusin playing in the back together.
And what defense did you have in the 1-0? Archie Gray and Dragusin.
It may have been. It may have been the same defense.
Oh, it's the same defense.
It may have been.
So why should the benchmark be the 1-0 and not the 6-3 then?
Because again, all right, we learned. But this what I don't get though. People are just using stupidness now because that game was 2 weeks after the first one. We clearly learned. We clearly learned from that first game on how to approach the game differently. I've literally gone through and told you that Tottenham's
and so have Liverpool.
Tottenham's, bro.
Yeah, we will learn from the 1-0 game now.
What's your point about so have Liverpool? What's the difference between the way Liverpool played then and they're playing now? What's the difference?
No, but we will learn from the 1-0.
No, but Husam, you're just being stupid now. You guys are literally just being stupid.
You said you learned.
We are playing different football, bro. We
loss.
play different football. We're approaching the games different. You guys sit here and say Highline for life, mate. That's what you sit there and fucking say on every other stream. We don't play Highline for life every other fucking game at the moment.
Australian accent.
Wait, but didn't you do that? Wait. So can you tell me the games?
We didn't do that against Brentford. We didn't do that against Wolves. We've not done that for half of this month. What do you not get? We didn't do that for half of this month that we played games. We've not played.
Didn't you do that against us? Didn't you do that against Arsenal?
Bro, I've said half of the games this month, we've approached them very differently. The Arsenal game, I don't even think we played necessarily bad. We approached that game the right way because the way that you play, we tried to open you up. It didn't work out in the end. Cool. But every other game, that most of the games we played, you look at Leicester, you look at Everton, you look at Wolves, you look at Brentford, we've played a very different high. There's not been a high line, it's been a mid-block. We barely got out of our half against Brentford because we played a low block.
So then my question to you, Jordz, outside the Brentford game, all these other games when you've played differently, you still got found out and you still lost. Why do you think Liverpool will not be able to figure the same thing out when lower teams have done the same against you guys? After you've changed, after you've played differently.
When you look at some of these other games, for one, you learn from these. The Brentford game was one of the best ways that we approached defensive performance because all of our players were clearly coherently doing the same thing. When you look at Leicester, you look at Everton, it's individual mistakes that lost us the game. It wasn't like the way we set up was killing us. Pedro Porro gave the ball away twice for Leicester to score in 2 minutes. They scored. They won.
Okay, on that. Why do you feel individual mistakes will not happen again? Because that's very, very likely.
I was about to say.
Okay, so if you're gonna sit here and say Tottenham lose to individual mistakes, okay, that's cool. That may happen. Just like it could happen with Liverpool. Players make individual. You can't predict an individual mistake, can you?
No, I'm saying the probability.
Ashraf, did you go into the game on the weekend saying, "Oh, City are gonna pass us the ball so many times at the back, we're gonna score 3 goals"? You didn't expect that to happen. It just happens. They don't usually do that.
Okay, can I just say one thing, Ashraf? He's right.
Yeah.
We cannot say Liverpool will not make individual mistakes, but this is not a game of possibilities. It's a game of probabilities. There is
exactly.
literally like a 70%, 80% more likely chance that the Spurs players are the one that make a mistake because of all the conditions that I have mentioned. It is Anfield. It is the best team in the world. We have the best forward player in the world. And when the 1-0 happened, he had a bad game. I understand that. But he went through a tough game of 2 or 3 games. After that, he's back again. And he's performing again and scoring again. What I'm saying is the following. I'm talking about probabilities here. So what's the chance that a Liverpool player makes a mistake? 15%, 20%. What's the chance that a Spurs player makes a mistake in a high-pressure situation? 70%, 65%, 60%. So it's still more likely to happen.
No, but now you're just inflating that it's Spurs and Liverpool play. No, it depends on the individual player. Pedro Porro might make a mistake because he's a bozo. That's fact. He's a bozo. He makes mistakes.
Can make a mistake. You said he's worse than Artie Gray.
He's not going to play. He just got an ACL. That's my point. I don't think that the players the midfield we're going to deploy likely will be Basuma and Bentancur. As much as I think Basuma's a bozo and can make mistakes, I think that midfield is a lot more experienced and they learn. And those two probably won't make as many mistakes when playing together. That's my point.
Who do you see at Liverpool possibly making a mistake then?
It depends on the lineup. I think if I only go say that left back, if Robertson's playing left back, that goes without saying.
Yeah, I agree with you. No problem. Robertson is likely to make a mistake. I don't.
Connor Bradley plays right back. Connor Bradley had a pretty bad first game against Tottenham in that first half.
No problem. That's 2 players.
Outside of that, midfield, I'd say the midfield's strong. I don't really look at the midfield players to make mistakes. And when I look at your left winger, got wrapped up by Jed Spence last time. So, boy, he needs to still get out of that prison cell. I ain't afraid of him. So
who, Gakpo or Luis Diaz?
Ask my man who was playing left wing that game and what happened.
Who's the left wing? Huh? Was it
left
Gakpo
wing against Spurs? Gakpo.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I meant to say right wing. I meant right wing. That's what I meant.
Yeah. I've already said Salah had a bad game. I'm not denying this.
That's my point.
He's talking about Salah.
Yeah.
He's come out of Jed Spence Chelsea. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, no problem. 2 Liverpool players are likely to make mistakes. I'm looking at your team. You've got 2 inexperienced centre backs who are not centre back. You've got a goalkeeper who's young and inexperienced, could make a mistake at any point in time. Let's be objective here.
Gray won't play. Gray won't play centre back.
Doesn't matter. Whichever 2 centre backs you're going to play, they're likely to
make mistakes. Ben Davies and Danso. Why would they both make mistakes? Ben Davies is
cooked, bro. This is cooked.
This guy is going to bring Ben Davies and Danso to Anfield, and he thinks he wants to go through. I give
Ben
up,
Davies
guys.
doesn't make mistakes, though.
Every time Arsenal have played against Ben Davies, they've cooked him. And I remember Spurs fans...
Wait, Ashraf. I'm not saying I rate Ben Davies. That's not the point here. It's will he make mistakes?
I hear David. I hear George's point. If we're talking about experience and making mistakes, it's not Ben Davies. Ben Davies doesn't make mistakes. Is he good? No.
He made a mistake against Arsenal when we played them when they had I remember who was injured.
When is the last time Ben Davies played them?
Yeah, exactly. I don't remember him playing. But
Habibi skinning a player. Ashraf, skinning a player is not a mistake.
Okay, fine. I'll change it so Mo is happy.
People dribbling someone, that's not a mistake.
Okay, yeah, fair. I'll go with that. Salah and Diaz and Gakpo are most likely going to skin Ben Davies. There you go. Is that better?
Yeah, you're right.
They're most likely going to skin him, and they're probably going to score because of the skinning.
I actually doubt that Luis Diaz lately, after him playing a striker, will skin anyone, to be honest, in the Premier League. He has not been good. He played one good game as a false 9. One. Sam can tell you this. One.
Wait, who is this? Who was the starting striker when?
The problem is Luis Diaz only played one good game as a false 9.
Which one was it? Mo, which one?
One game. I can't remember which game. The only one good game at the false 9. After this, Liverpool was like, "You're shit as a false 9. it doesn't work. Can we have something else? So I don't think it's gonna work.
Who started as a striker in the 6-3 game?
What 6-3?
Liverpool when they beat Spurs 6-3. Wasn't it Diaz starting up front?
When did
And
he?
then he-
When
and then
when
he
did-
scored
in
2
the Premier
goals.
League. In the Premier League.
In the
We
Premier
played
League when
against-
Liverpool beat Spurs 6-3.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find on the side.
I just saw it. Yeah, it is Husam. Yeah, there you go. It is Diaz up top. I remember seeing him up top. He scored 2 goals that game. And correct me if I'm wrong. I think he had 2 assists or something like that. I'm just checking it here. No, he didn't have an assist, but he had 2 goals, and he was one of the best players of the game, man of the match. So what are we on here? Last time he played as a striker against Spurs, he slapped them up.
What he said is true. Our front line was Diaz, Diaz, Gakpo,
Salah.
Yeah, Diaz, Gakpo.
Exactly.
That-
And Soboslai
here's
behind
the
them.
The reason why I'm not worried about this game is literally just because we have Plymouth on the weekend. So I know it's going to be a completely changed 11 against Plymouth. This is the lineup that I expect to play against Spurs. And this is me just being honest. Alisson, Bradley, Van Dijk, Konate, Tsimikas, Gravenberch, McAllister, Soboslai, Salah, Diaz, and Gakpo. Or there's a small change, possible change, which is Salah, Jota, and Diaz instead of Gakpo. But either way, it's a good front three. Now, this is what's going to happen at the start of the game. From the beginning of the game, they will feel the pressure because it's a Thursday night game at Anfield. So the Spurs players will feel the pressure from the start. And that 1-0 lead that you're bringing to Anfield and that you've been shouting about for the last 56 minutes, literally within 10 minutes will be gone. And then after that is where the mistakes will start to happen and you will end up getting eliminated. We have to be objective and honest here. This is not, with all due respect, like Ashraf said something 30 minutes ago. And I wish you heard it, but you didn't because you were busy getting rattled. He said, if you're taking a 1-0 lead to Chelsea, he would expect it to go through. Did Ashraf not say that? So this is not us. Like the point that I'm trying to make here is that we're not saying Spurs are shit, Spurs are crap. We're basically saying that this is
Liverpool are so good. Oh my
yes,
God.
That's reality,
Liverpool.
Habibi.
Let me just stuck on Liverpool.
But
Yeah,
that's
no, I don't really
reality.
care. No,
That's
but
reality.
Okay. For me, the reality is we beat you already this season. Can we beat you again or even get a draw against you? Yes. The thing is, Husam, is even if you look at like Tottenham versus Liverpool results in the last couple of years, it's not like Liverpool smash us. That 6-3 was a once in a very long time big result that you get against us. All of our games tend to be close. We've had 2-2s recently at Anfield. We've had like a 3-2. We've had like a 4-3. Very tight games. Tottenham and Liverpool always have tight games. So when people are sitting there going, Liverpool are going to do this, Liverpool don't do that.
Would you say that?
It hasn't happened in many years.
Would you say
One sec, Jordz. No, Husam. Sorry,
no,
on that.
He said that, but that was with more pragmatic managers, Jordz. Why do you deny
and not just that, and not just that.
Conte, Mourinho, come on.
Not just that, Husam. He's referencing 2-2 from like 2 or 3 years ago.
Ryan Mason, when I said
at the end. He's saying 2-2 from like
I said Liverpool games versus Tottenham in general are very close games. That's my.
But they always beat you at Anfield. They always beat you at Anfield except for that one game. Because when I referenced Newcastle game from 2 seasons ago, he said, "Why are you going to 2 seasons ago?"
Ashraf, this is what you don't get. You say things and then you don't actually remember. You said they're going to slap us up. I said no because we have tight games. Here's the results of all the tight games we played in the last 3 or 4 seasons. I just named all the results. So
by the way, I didn't say slap up. I said the probability of you going out is higher.
And when you were going on your rant, you said they will slap you up. How are you going to stop their attack? They scored 6 goals. You've been going on this.
I didn't say wait. Stop. You can rewind the tapes. I didn't say slap.
Yeah, but you've been going on about the 1-0 game, so why can't Ashraf use the other game?
All right, we beat you last season too. How about that? We beat you 2 seasons in a row. How about that? How about that? We beat you often, Husam.
Bro, you beat them because the freaking
The
referee.
game is at Anfield, yeah, Habibi. Not at
he's not understanding that.
Stadium.
I think Jordz knows what we are saying, but he's not.
I'll tell you something. Let me.
I understand what you guys are saying. We're just making 2 different points.
You don't.
You guys don't get. I just choose not to listen to you, Husam. I'm just choosing not to listen.
Just 10 seconds. I just want to say one statement again. Mute my mic. Then you can respond all you want. If we were taking a 1-0 lead to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, I would shake your hand right now and say you have 100%. You have a very good chance of going through. Because you could score past us within like 15, 20 minutes with the pressure you're going to apply and you're at home. You're coming to Anfield with a 1-0 lead. How are you like not... You're supposed to be the one that's even... You're supposed to be the one that's going to go like, shit, this is going to be difficult. You get what I'm saying? If it was the reverse and I'm coming to your stadium, I understand the energy that you're showing. But you're coming to my stadium on a midweek night, bro, like where it's gonna be the loudest in a semi-final. So the fans will be turned up as well. And we will have the starting 11, yeah, habibi, because we play Plymouth on Sunday. So that's why I'm saying within 10 minutes, the 1-0 lead will be disappeared. You're lucky if we don't score 2 in 10 minutes.
Okay. I heard your point the first time. I just chose
Newcastle fans, see you at Wembley. Mama Floss in the chat, see you at Wembley. But you see how I'm not being disingenuous? I'm not saying Arsenal will go through. I'm saying Newcastle will go through.
Well, because they're 2-0 down. It's facts. Come on, man. Like,
it's not facts. We are going out, but stop saying facts. How is it facts?
I swear to God, if after everything we said, it's a Spurs Arsenal final, I don't know what the fuck to say. Like, it's just
no, you lose. No. You lose.
What do you mean?
You lose.
How do Husam.
No. Husam, you lose. Don't
How?
say if it's an Arsenal Spurs final. If that happened, you are the biggest one to lose.
Of course, I agree. No problem.
You, like as a Liverpool fan that puts.
But then there's another scenario, Mo.
You're the biggest loser.
Mo. Let me put it out there.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
I'm the biggest loser in the moment. But if Spurs meet Arsenal at Wembley and Arteta gives Spurs the first trophy since 2007, that is the worst case scenario in Ashraf life. That is like the worst thing ever. If Arsenal lose to Spurs at Wembley and Spurs win a Carabao Cup on Arsenal head top, wallahi, bro.
But you know that is not happening, right?
I mean, I've already said it's a Liverpool Newcastle.
You
final.
know that it's very see now it is a very low probability that if Arsenal beat Spurs in that final, not a low, like I would give Arsenal 70% to 30% in that final.
No, in a final it's different. I cannot be. Listen, and I will keep the same energy for Liverpool Newcastle. Liverpool significantly better than Newcastle, صح? But I cannot do 70-30 in a final. I can't. Because in finals, okay, unless it's like Madrid Dortmund, I get if you say 70-30.
The difference between Madrid and Dortmund is the same difference between Arsenal and Spurs.
Arsenal and Spurs.
I disagree.
I agree.
No,
Jordz, I'm being objective. You literally slapped him.
Right,
see, you think I'm bantering. You slapped them on their ground and they took one corner and they fucking won. You slapped
we had how many?
You fucking dominated the shit out of them.
All right, yeah, but to be fair,
we have won 5 and drawn 1 of the last 6
games. We dominated them, but we didn't play good that game. That first game of the season, we didn't play good. We didn't really break down.
Yeah, but when you played good as well, you still lost. Like my point is, given because you like bringing history, right? You like bringing history and saying, look what we have done against Liverpool. In the last 6 games, you have lost 5 and drawn 1. And like, so I don't, if we do reach the final, which I don't think will happen, you guys make it to the final, I generally think it's
I know that Tottenham have heritage over Arsenal in finals, so it's fine. It's fine. My team's done and slapped you in front.
That is way back in the days. That is way back in the days.
Let me tell you something.
Apparently, for Liverpool fans, heritage counts, but for Tottenham, it don't. All right.
No, let me tell you something. Look, the last trophy that Spurs won, they had Juan de Ramos as their manager, and they beat Chelsea at Wembley, and that was like a prime Chelsea. With
that was the best Chelsea team.
Yeah, like that was a really good Chelsea side.
No, it wasn't.
That's why if it's a derby situation.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was, David. I know you were young. But it was fantastic.
Let me take this a step further. We're talking about Arsenal Spurs here, right? If it was Liverpool Everton in a Carabao Cup final, I still wouldn't say 70-30 because it's a final and it's 2 Premier League teams, and on top of that, it's a derby. It's like, actually, you are the perfect example of this. And I'm not saying this to insult you. I'm just giving you reality. Inter versus AC Milan in the Super Cup final.
Yeah, the Inter Milan between us is not the same difference.
Wait. Inter Milan are better than AC Milan in every single metric. Every single.
Not really, though. Not really. That's what you don't know. Not really. Not really. The difference between us and Milan is not as the difference between Spurs and Arsenal today.
That's not what I'm saying, Mo. Listen to what I'm saying. I never said that.
I hear what you're saying.
I'm saying you're better than them in every metric, but because it's a derby, they pulled it out of the bag.
Okay, hold on. Okay, no. The difference is not the same. David, Liverpool Everton, a final in Wembley now, tomorrow in February. Give me percentages.
Liverpool should win every time.
Okay. What's the percentage in your opinion? Give me if someone is asking for percentage.
If they play each other 10 times, Liverpool at minimum should win 8 of them.
So it's 80-20. See, Husam?
Yeah.
See?
By the way,
See?
Husam,
People,
there's an
people other
example.
than you see that, Husam. You don't want to say because we know you don't have chest.
No, Mo, ask Husam.
You only have
answer.
chest now. The
64,
problem is when we give you the
Husam.
long shot, you
No.
don't. Husam,
Here's the thing. Mo, ask Husam this question. You'll see. Husam, the gap between you and Spurs right now. There's a gap, right? There's a big gap. We can obviously tell between Liverpool and Spurs. What was the gap between you and Spurs in 2019 when you met in Champions League final? Before you met, what was the gap in quality?
Smaller gap. That was
it's like this, bro. Spurs was good.
Correct. And even then,
because that Tottenham team was
I agree.
shit. What was doing here?
Wait,
Tottenham didn't make a signing for 18 months. And the gap was
George.
no, it wasn't.
Damn, you had superstars in that team.
More. But that's my point.
You can't say
even
that
though
you had superstars. Let Ashraf land.
Yeah. My point is, and this proves my point, that even though the gap was smaller back then, I don't know if you guys remember, before that final, everyone had, not everyone, but 70 or 80% of the fan base had Liverpool winning this comfortably, which in the end they did. I know George will say it was an unfair penalty and all that stuff.
Why? Because of heritage. They've been there, done it before. Tottenham had never been in that occasion before, so that's why people put Liverpool.
No, that's not why. That's not why. It's because of the
even if Liverpool versus Arsenal in a Champions League final this season, 80% people would say Liverpool are going to win it. 80%. Ashraf, whether you like it or not,
I don't think so. I think they're favorites.
Jordz,
but it won't be 80-20. It won't be 80-20. By the way,
no, Champions League final scenario, it will be
this heritage. I'll honestly, I'll tell you guys. I think this heritage thing is
between who and who again? Between Liverpool and Arsenal.
Champions League final. Yeah.
Like 95-5.
It's not 95-5. Let me tell you guys one thing that is so overrated about this heritage thing. Heritage only applies.
Overrated. Yes.
No. Let me explain. Heritage only applies when the team is also good. For example, Madrid have way more heritage than Liverpool, right? We can all admit this. I know Liverpool is a big club, but obviously Madrid have way more heritage than Liverpool. When Madrid met Liverpool, when they were crap and garbage and getting knocked out of round of 16 every year, they got slapped up 5-0 by Liverpool that time. Husam will remember that, right? Benayoun and Stevie G and all these kind of people, right? Because that time Madrid's heritage didn't matter. Heritage only comes into play. على فكرة حتى أنا اجت في بالي والله اجت في بالي sorry. Yeah اجت في بالي.
Can you stop speaking Arabic? This is disrespectful to George and Dave. If they don't understand Arabic.
Fair, Mr. American. My point is, heritage only comes into play when the team is good. When people say Madrid could win because of heritage, they're not talking about Madrid that freaking had Huntelaar and Van de Vaart and stuff. They're talking about a good Madrid team with good players, and then yes, the experience and the name also comes into play. The whole point of me giving the Liverpool Spurs example was to say the gap between them, as you guys said, was like it was there, but it was small. But Liverpool was still favorites because there was still quality difference. Now the gap is even bigger in my opinion. And you think that the chances like 50-50? They're not 50-50. It is 70-30 or 80-20 in my opinion.
Heritage, okay. Heritage is part of it. So this is how I look at Champions League games. Game-changing players, 40%. Manager, 40%. 10% heritage. 10% player experience. That's honestly how I break it down. 40%.
Wait.
Let me tell you. 40% game-changing players. Meaning, who have won the Champions League the most over the last 10 years? The team with the most game-changing players. Bale, Benzema, Madrid.
Are you talking about Champions League now? Okay.
Modric. Champions League only. 40% manager. Fair. Why? Because Pep Guardiola's system for winning a league, the best. In the Champions League. Pass left, pass right, don't win, Champions Leagues like that.
Yeah.
Carlo Ancelotti, you know why he's great in the Champions League? He said it in the interview. I watched his interview with John Obi Mikel. What did he say? I allow the players in the final third to express themselves, which gives them moments. 10% experience, meaning, when Madrid and Dortmund are coming out for a Champions League final, the Dortmund player is shitting himself, scared, and Vinicius is like, it's just another day. And the other 10% is heritage. Now, I think heritage is not significant role, but it plays a minor role. Meaning,
minor role.
Once again, let's say, مثلا, Liverpool are playing Leipzig in a quarterfinal of a Champions League. they're gonna look at that Liverpool crest and they're gonna know in the back of their head that these guys are 6-time Champions League winners. These guys have history in this competition, and that therefore will have some form of intimidation on them. And that's what the heritage thing is. It's just 10%. That's all.
Yeah, but the experience.
I broke it down so perfectly there. Wallah, I actually broke it down so
the experience is a massive thing, and I believe that Arsenal don't have that experience in finals. This team doesn't.
Yeah.
That's the problem. The
One thing
difference
Pep
is-
said that is accurate. What did he say? You have to build it up, yeah. The reason why Chelsea won the Champions League in 2012 is because of the semi in 05. And
So
the
how did
semi
they win it in 2001 then? In 2021?
Yeah, but they had experienced players. It was an anomaly, COVID year. They had a very good manager who
They had
reached the
players-
final the year before.
No,
before.
no, I'm not having you. I'm not having
Thiago
you.
Silva,
I am not having
Conte,
you.
Jorginho.
I am not having you.
Kante
How
is a
dare
World
you
Cup winner.
mention
That's enough
COVID?
experience.
Yeah.
How dare
Yeah, he was a
you
World Cup winner.
mention COVID and all that when you talk about that team? That team went through Real Madrid, Man City, Porto, and Atletico Madrid.
No, David. I didn't. No. I didn't say it as this. David, I didn't say it as disrespect. I meant in the sense of when you played in the Champions League, you played certain games where there were no fans. So there was also that thing. Because, for example, let's say you go to Madrid in the second leg and the Santiago Bernabeu was filled. I think that has a bigger impact.
No, hold on. You're wrong.
Stamford
You're
Bridge.
wrong. I think you got the dates wrong, guys. The one that won the COVID one is Bayern Munich versus Paris Saint-Germain when they played one game.
Yeah.
The season after, fans came to the grounds. There were fans.
Not in the quarterfinals. Not in the quarterfinals and all.
No,
thought
it
the
was
final-
for another. The stadiums were empty for another year, Mo.
It was the other year, Mo. But
They only
remember when
allowed,
Liverpool played?
I think,
Yes.
Because
they allowed
I
like
remember
final.
the
They had like-
final, they had
Yes, the
fans.
final. Correct. That's it. Only the final. Correct. You're
only
right.
allowed
Only
like
the
20
final.
Final.
So the
Yes.
whole competition had no fans for
No
Champions
fans
League.
whatsoever. Yes, correct.
Only. Okay.
Yeah, when Liverpool played Madrid, you remember when they played that long ball to Vinny Jr. and he ran. There was no fans in the stadium when they lost 3-1.
Okay. Oh yeah. That's why. These clips. Okay.
We had 2 years.
So
of it.
basically, Chelsea won the COVID one.
Yes,
The
Wow.
COVID
in a
one.
way.
Wow.
And
Bayern.
And Bayern
Both.
as well.
Yeah.
Because they
But
changed the law.
Bayern at least played half the Champions League with fans,
Yes.
and the other half without fans.
So Man City won that league. The COVID league is actually the Man City fan 2021.
Adrian,
Yes,
I will
correct.
never forgive you. I'll never forgive you, Adrian. You're a piece of shit. You're a piece of garbage, Adrian.
But we didn't speak actually about Tel.
Oh,
The problem is, Jordz, you never mentioned Tel in the equation of beating Liverpool. Speed, played in the Champions League before with Bayern Munich, played with winners. You keep
Harry Kane
mentioning
told them
fucking.
they have a nice pitch and training ground.
They have a very nice stadium to be. It's one of the
they
best.
do have a very nice stadium, honestly.
It's fucking one of the best, bro. If you've been to, it's amazing. I hope that you go with someone there.
Oh, the single ladies. Oh, go on.
No. The thing with Tel, look, Tel's a good signing, but I don't expect Tel to come in and blow us out the water. Or I said he's not going to be the needle mover. He's not going to be the guy that's going to take Spurs from, like, a 14th place side to now a Champions League team. I don't think he is that guy. I think that he's a good player. And like you've highlighted, he injects some pace into that squad, into that front line, much needed 1v1 dribbler. For the system, he's perfect. He's going to help our attack just flourish and bring it together a bit more, because I think at times on the pitch they're so spread far apart because he likes to play with touchline wingers, and you have Sonny and Kulu out there. We're taking them out of the game, especially Kulu, who should be in the middle. That's where he does his best work. So I think it gives us other options off the wing and more tricky players to break down low blocks and run at players. So for me, Tel will be another one that I'm going to be looking at tomorrow to have an impact, but I don't know if he starts. I don't think he will come straight
To
into
be
that
honest with you, Tel Kulusevski's son is much scarier than Richarlison Kulusevski's son.
Yeah, definitely. And to be honest, I'm looking forward to having him and Odebert available, because that's two players who are very similar, who are going to be electrifying on the wings. It's just that raw talent and that raw quality in the final third is one of those things you're going to expect from them. So similar to probably what David sees with Madueke a lot of times, the decision making is just not there. So they can do everything good, but then when it comes to that final moment, they just miss out. I think that's what I'll expect a lot from Tel this season, and one of those things that you can't criticize him for because he's 19 years old. So I'm not going to put such a high expectation on him.
Is he right-footed or left-footed? What wing?
He's right-footed, but plays off the left.
He's right-footed, play left wing, can play a striker as well.
So is that where you guys are going to play him, on the left wing?
No,
He played
how
either left
are they
wing or
going to play in
striker,
the
I
left
reckon.
wing? They're going to play striker for Richarlison. Dave Solanke's injured.
They're gonna play him striker, yeah, because Solanke is out.
Bro,
Okay.
this counter fucking attack information with Tel, Son, and Kulusevski can be deadly. The problem is Van Dijk.
Defense.
Yeah, if you fucking have Van Dijk,
Yeah.
you guys.
And Konate, man. Konate is dangerous.
Yeah, they are beasts, to be honest, both of them. The Richarlison and Conor Bradley, though, is the problem. And having Gravenberch by himself there, I'm not
Is
sure who else.
Konate fully fit now, Husam? Because obviously I know the last game and the last couple games.
What are you
people saying
asking
he's
about,
fully
sorry?
fit. Konate. Is he fully fit
No,
now?
he wasn't injured. It was Trent that kind of got injured.
No, but obviously I know the last game that we played against you, and then the preceding games, Liverpool fans were like, "Oh, he's injured. He's been rushed back, and all these things." And they
No,
were
he's
scared
played
that
the last
injured.
3 games. He's played the last 3 games.
Okay.
Yeah, he played so he's fit.
Jordz was looking for like some sort of hope.
I was generally just asking because last time he got
I'm kidding.
ragdolled. My players
Yeah,
ragdolled him, so I'm not scared of Konate. That's all I was saying.
Oh,
Why are
Astrid?
people so shameless? Spurs have a problem defensively. Fucking offensively, they sit 14th, but they are one of the best offensive teams in the league. That is just a fact.
Okay, can I give you honest response?
Yes.
George said something beautiful. We have changed the way that we play. We are going to come to Anfield and we're not going to play open and expansive.
Yeah.
So Spurs' defense is going to park the bus. Do you trust their defense to park the bus accurately and properly and correctly against my nuclear weapons? There you have your answer now.
Okay, here you go. Liverpool have struggled against low blocks this season, right?
Who?
If you have,
Nottingham
I
Forest.
can't remember the
Nottingham
names.
Forest.
bro.
Every club that we play against, almost every club,
Plays low
only
blocks
Ashraf on
against-
this whole
Okay,
panel
I'm
can
gonna
relate.
go
We
and
play
check
low.
the
Yeah.
games.
Nottingham
Exactly.
Forest.
That's
Bournemouth-
one game, and that's 8 years ago. Bournemouth,
Okay.
Brentford,
You
Brentford
said
played a
what
low
teams
block.
this season. They play low
Crystal
block.
Palace.
I'll
And
tell you
Crystal
right
Nottingham
now,
Palace.
Forest play one of the most effective low blocks, and we saw how they broke you down on the counter.
Okay, but here's the difference. No problem. You're correct. But here's the difference. Nottingham Forest have like the second strongest defense in the whole league.
And that's why I said one of the most effective low blocks. I didn't say Tottenham are going to
Yes.
have the most.
Okay, no
We-
problem. So I'll tell you right now. Ipswich played a low block against us. Okay. Brentford played a low block against us. West Ham played a low block against us. Leicester played a low block against us. You get me? Like all these clubs that we're talking about
Tottenham's not of the
played
same
low
quality
blocks
of
and we still beat them. Aston Villa, Unai Emery, he played low block. He's a very good defensive manager.
Yeah.
We won 2-0. So like this whole low block, Liverpool face low blocks every week because teams don't come to Anfield and go open expansive. They usually
you're
defend.
right.
Yeah, so we're used to low blocks at this point in time. Every team will play a low block against us, almost.
Okay, if that's the case, I think you still are going to score 1 or 2. The thing about it is that I believe that Spurs on the counter can get a goal or 2 in this game.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just explain something. I know that Husam thinks in 10 minutes and they're going to be 1-1. The more the time goes, I believe Spurs will have the upper hand in terms of like counter attack and how the game is going to go. Because in the counter attacks, they're going to be dangerous. They're going to force some of the players to step a little bit back. Conor Bradley's there. It's not Trent going forward. Yes, Conor Bradley may be better defensively than Trent. There is Robertson. Your players are going to push forward, try to equalize. You're basically 1-0 down. Basically, you're 1-0 down. And you have to equalize. That is
7 minutes into the game when Salah scores, khalas, the 1-0 will go. So what's the point?
exactly, yes. Fair.
These guys defended the haram for 90 minutes and celebrated at the end just so within 10 minutes it's gone.
No, I'm curious. Just based on everything you've said, what are your score predictions for both games? Just like
Yes,
your
Mo,
head.
tell us your prediction, Fraud. Both games.
And
We didn't hear you.
3-1 Liverpool.
Yeah, it got
It's a score
3-1
prediction.
Liverpool. Okay.
Yes. And for Arsenal, I predict a Newcastle.
Newcastle
I
win.
predict a 2-1 Newcastle.
Okay.
Yeah. So 3-1 Liverpool and
For
2-1
all this
Newcastle.
arguing, Liverpool 3-1 بالاخير. So what's
Yeah,
the
Habibi,
point?
but okay, hold on. But you didn't get the point. 3-1 is a much closer than Newcastle winning. So, do you see my opinion? Newcastle winning makes it a 4-1. 3-1 makes it a 3-2. I think you're misunderstanding the point. The point is, who should focus
I
more?
get what you're saying. You're talking about your initial question.
Yeah. Spurs have a bigger chance of going through because they're already winning at their Arsenal fucking lost 2-0.
I'm actually surprised when Jordz was asked about Tel that he isn't as excited, just because the profile, you don't have it right now, bro. Like, you don't have that pacey, athletic forward who has creativity, who has a good shot on him. Like, I thought you'd be really excited about it, because all your forward line players now, like Son is aging, obviously. Richarlison is not that guy. Werner is not that guy. You know, like, you don't have that really, like, as in like what Tel possesses. I thought you'd be a lot more excited.
I'm excited for the profile. I'm just not excited for the player that's coming with it. I could say not. And it's not me saying that Tel's not a good player or anything. I'm excited for Tel, but it's one of those ones where he's an unproven quantity. So as much as he looks good, he's similar to Mudryk. He looked amazing before he came to the Premier League, and then he came and he was just like, ah. So I need to see it myself, and I'll start gassing it up when I see it in the Premier League. But like, I'm not going to speak too much about it now. And you know, I'm not going to go overboard. Be like, this is going to be an amazing signing. He's going to do these things, and then comes in and he flatters to deceive. It's pretty pointless. Like, let me just see how it plays out the first couple games, and then I can sort of raise my expectations or lower them for what we expect.
I hear that. That's
the good thing is you guys have an option to buy, if I'm not wrong. So worst case scenario, if he doesn't do well, you can send him back. If he does do well, yeah, you can get him. He's 19 as well. So
I don't get how we done this whole show without addressing the fact that Arsenal signed no one in this window to, you know, push on to your type of hope.
I feel like more is gonna come to it.
Have you, George? Have you actually saw the briefing of the journalists of Arsenal?
Wallahi, Arsenal have become London Liverpool. The way the PR spins.
I know you're done for, because I follow.
Ashraf, get ready for this life. I'm warning you, it's very dangerous.
Bro, George, very dangerous. Big Liverpool accounts, big Arsenal accounts. So I get all the briefings from all the clubs. They briefed him that they couldn't find the right profile, so they didn't want to spend the money on the wrong profile, because that will make us miss on our targets in the summer. So the club didn't see the need to spend and have a buy now, because they need to wait in the summer to back the manager with the right profiles to go on for next season. That is the briefing. And I'm
this
like,
is the only way.
Fucking telling Arsenal fans, fuck this season off. Focus on the next.
It goes back to what Patrice Evra said, isn't it? It's never this year. It's always going to be next year. And like, focusing on next year's transfer window or next season, when you're halfway through a season where you can actually achieve something. Like, you guys are only 6 points behind the leaders. If you guys were serious, and I say you guys, I mean the owners, if they were serious and being ambitious about doing something, they would have gave the team something. Even if it was just like a player on loan
Atel with an option to buy, bro. You know what I mean?
Like, even that, like, just something. And I don't think
that's arrogance. He said, no, not Tel.
It's not arrogance. Wait, stop.
I get where Ashraf is coming from. It's probably why I didn't want to, because you want someone improving. They want someone who's going to guarantee.
Exactly.
But is it okay? Hold on.
It's not a guarantee at all.
Okay, Tel with an option to buy, so free hit or no one.
No, but if I got Tel, I don't want Tel to start. I'd rather start Waneri up top, because Arteta said he can actually play as a striker. And then start Tel. My point is, this is no, because I don't rate Tel. Because I don't personally think. Look, he's 19. He might turn out to be good for Tottenham. I don't know, right? For me personally, I just, again, from the few games I've seen him, I've only seen him like 3 or 4 times. I'm not gonna lie. I think David will probably know better about him because he watches the Bundesliga more. But I don't think he's that kind of player. From the 3-4 games I've watched him, he just seems very. I can't call him average because he's 19, so it's not fair to him. But yeah, exactly. He's not average, but he doesn't seem like someone who's like, oh, this is a needle mover or can do anything for us forward. Here's where I would criticize the club heavily. The club comes out with this PR of, oh, we wanted to get our summer targets. And, you know, we tried for Watkins. It didn't really work. So we said, do we go big this January for someone who is like second, third option? Or do we go for someone big this January? That only applies if your summer target is Isak, or worst case scenario, Gyökeres, or even Osimhen. Let me actually pretend that Osimhen is not dropped down at Galatasaray. I know that's not the case. I know their target is Sesko. So if you're telling me this whole time you're going to wait for the summer, and I hope I'm proven wrong. I hope this summer they go put in a record bid for Isak, but it's not going to happen, right? And even if it does happen, Newcastle, if they make Champions League, they don't need to sell anymore because I don't think they'll have money issues. If this whole thing you have done right now is we don't want to miss on our main target in the summer, and your main target is Sesko, I'm sorry,
that's Sesko, bro. It's not signing R9.
because I look at it this way, right? I don't know if Sesko's going to be big. I don't think Sesko. You know, when you watch a YouTube highlight of someone and the YouTube highlight's supposed to make them look better than what they are. Imagine watching a YouTube highlights of a player that actually makes them look average, right? When I watch Sesko highlights, if I go to YouTube and type Sesko highlights, I'm like, oh my God, this guy is so damn average. So imagine if I'm actually watching his games. Again, maybe David will know better, but this is what I think of him. In my opinion, I would have rather, and I don't rate Watkins, and I've said I don't think Watkins is a good enough striker for us, but he's 100% better than what we have. I would have rather we go on and spend that kind of money on Watkins, let him play for the next 3-4 years, even though in my opinion he's not good enough, right? With a better chance of us winning the league this season, and then you go sign your Zubimendi if that's going to happen in the summer, and the winger that he's been apparently trying to get, whether it's Nico Williams or whether it's...
Do you know that the club that David Ornstein outed Arsenal, right? Do you guys know that in the podcast of The Athletic, he outed Arsenal? He said that Arsenal presented a £40 million bid.
Yes, I saw that.
Did you see the video? And he's like, Aston Villa said, come sit at the table. Let's start with the 60 and then we go back and forth. And they're like, no.
For me, I said it as soon as the bid went in, smoke and mirrors. They done exactly what they done when they bidded for Luis Suarez 10 or so years ago. They just done it so they can tell to the fans, we tried. We tried to sign a striker, and it was the timing. The timing was off and everything. And because Ollie Watkins was there with the whole window, it wasn't like it was an opportunity that pointed up. They would have spoke to Ollie Watkins. Hey, let's not be deluded on how transfer worked. They would have spoke to Watkins and found out Watkins has been an Arsenal fan. He's more than willing to make that move happen. Would have jumped at the opportunity. They would have spoke to Aston Villa and gauged the price, which Ornstein said 60 million. Come and talk to the table. Why if someone tells you 60 million, you throw 40 million at them? And then you just ignore them. You don't make no more talks happen for them. Like, come on, man. Like, this is a club.
That was PR, bro.
It's all PR. But look, one thing I will say is this is going to look really, really bad on the manager. And I know a lot of people are going to say, why? Why? Because the manager had come out numerous of times and keep saying he's happy with the squad. I've called out Ange for this.
He never said that. He never said that.
He did. Ashraf, correct me if I'm wrong.
He never said
until
that.
Gabriel Jesus got injured.
He said that before the Gabriel Jesus
got injured. He was happy.
Okay, maybe. Because after he got injured, he said, we're short. We need options.
But he said that afterwards. So the way that they probably saw it is with Gabby Jesus there. Now you're saying just him missing. He wasn't there for most of the season. So he didn't complain about the squad or the fact that he wasn't there for most of the season. Even in the summer, it wasn't a problem that needed to be addressed. And then now he is, and he's been shown to be. I think Arsenal right now is just a mess with regards to the ambition of what, like I should say the direction, better than ambition, of what the ownership and club want to go in and what the manager and players are trying to go in, because there isn't no cohesion. These guys aren't working together.
I think there is cohesion. Cohesion doesn't suit with you. I think there is cohesion. I think that cohesion doesn't suit what you think they should go for.
But here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. I think
there is a big cohesion between this manager and this team, bro. They know what they want. They don't care about what you say or what Arsenal fans say. They don't care.
But here's the thing. I actually don't think the ownership and obviously the manager wants to win. I don't think the ownership doesn't want to win. I think they want to win. They just don't know how. And the problem is, because David Ornstein also mentioned this a couple of months ago, that apparently there's reports about Arteta having like this power that he shouldn't be having in the team about certain decision making. People saying that he's getting involved in who's going to be the next sporting director, which I know is not going to be technically his boss, but in a way he is above him in the hierarchy, right? Why is a manager having that kind of a say and decision making in who's going to be the sporting director? And they're getting us players, someone like Rosicky. I love Rosicky, but as a sporting director, I'm sorry, like what credentials does he have?
Apparently he's done some really good work.
Family club.
At Sparta Prague, I don't know, man. But anyways, look, my whole point is.
Do you think this is a friends and family club now?
No, it's not a friends and family club. But the issue is, and this is where I got into argument.
That's why I'm comparing you to me. You know the same thing happened with Matka and Lenders and all this. Friends and family club. Yalla, who wants to be sporting director? Club cousin.
It's not that, Husam. I genuinely don't believe a club or.
Do you honestly, Wallahi, Ashraf, you're an intelligent man. With all the sporting directors available in world football right now who can make a positive impact on your club, Thomas Rosicky is your solution? Wallahi, let's be serious.
No, I don't agree with it. But the one thing I will say, and again, they probably don't know much about the footballing thing, but they probably thought the same thing before they hired Edu, right? And Edu came in and actually did a very good job with us, with some of the players he got. My issue right now, because I don't, anyone who comes and says Kroenkes don't want to win, don't care. The reason I don't agree with that, one is the clubs they own in the US all end up winning stuff. I don't think it's literally Kroenke Sports Entertainment. I think they are trying to win, and they have backed the manager. If they haven't backed the manager like FSG, I would say, you know what, maybe they haven't given him enough money. I don't think. Can you guys imagine this? Do you think the owners come to a manager and say, "Listen, we're going to give you this money. However, you can only spend it on this player and that player and that player."
No. You're right about that. But when I was referring to the cohesion, Ashraf, is that Arteta come out today and said he was disappointed that you guys didn't sign anyone. You guys didn't essentially back him in the window. Your owners didn't come out and actually do something for him. So if he's coming out and saying that, clearly there is no cohesion between the manager and the board.
Maybe not. Maybe it got broken down now because of the injuries. But I will defend the owners in this case, because I feel what's happened. I feel like they are going to give him money in the summer. But I also understand if the owners, I'm not saying this happened, but I can also imagine if the owners told him, hey, listen, because the spending doesn't happen willy-nilly. We all know how these companies work. They would have sat down, decided the transfer budget over the next 2-3 years. Imagine if they sat back with him a year ago and said, hey, listen, we came really close. Let's go sign players. Who do you want? I want Havertz. Sorry, I want Rice, 105 million. I want a new keeper. I want Timber. They went and made these signings. And then he goes and says, I want Havertz. The fact that the ownership backed him and said, okay, we'll give him 65 million, even though he's flopped in the Premier League, that's a sign that they've backed him. So I wouldn't blame them if the argument this year was, hey, listen, we gave you the money last year. You decided to misspend it on this. Now we can only spend in the summer. I'm sorry. The only money we have to spend right now is 40 million. I'm not saying this is what happened, but there's a very good chance that happened. And it has to fall down on Arteta because he was given a transfer budget and he misspent it. I think Rice was an amazing signing. I think while I still stand by what I said about Calafiore and Moreno, I think we needed to get those players. But if a striker was such a massive need, you should have prioritized that first. You cannot convince me the Kroenkes went to Arteta and said, listen, we do have 60 million to spend, but nope, you're not allowed to spend it on a striker. I'm sorry. It has to be on a midfielder. Nope, you have to spend it on a left back. They wouldn't be saying that crap. The only limitations they'd be putting on the manager is how much money they're going to spend on one player and how much they want to pay for wages. They're not going to put a limitation that we need this name in the club. This isn't Florentino Perez. This isn't Khleifi, who will have that kind of say and say, I need this player in my team. So that has to go back down on him, in my opinion. And now this summer, we'll end up seeing if they will back him or not and actually get the players they said they'll get.
Can I say one more thing? Just one more thing before we do the supers and end the show. I actually believe that Arteta saying that he's disappointed, it's all this is just my interpretation of the situation. This is all a movie. It's all a movie. Yeah. This is all a movie. So the fans will get off his shoulders and they will start doing shows like Turkish Now, Dan Potts and Lee Judges, and everyone is saying, fuck these owners. They didn't back the manager. The manager's great though. It's fantastic. Watch, it's cooking. Didn't back him. I believe this whole story. I genuinely believe they sat down and maybe what Ashraf said is correct and they came up with the best solution. This is a conspiracy theory, yes, and I don't have any evidence for it. But to be honest, after all the backing and them wanting to win and all this stuff, maybe they come up with this story. Because if Arteta, if they portray to the fan that Arteta is in bed with his owners who are taking a lot of hate now, his image, along with the owners, are going to be destroyed. They still want to keep Arteta's image good because they signed him for a 3-year contract and they trust him, right? So, and I believe actually it's the right thing to do. Let the owners take the heat who you can't change, because you can't change your owners, but you can change your managers. So they are lifting the pressure of the one that the fans can say, change this guy. Who gives a fuck if the fans say, screw the Kroenke
out? Yeah,
who cares? But they still go to the stadium, back Lewis Kelly, Havertz, Rice,
buy merchandise.
Buy merchandise. Who cares? The Kroenkes are not the image of Arsenal. It's Mikel Arteta. And the fans don't go to the stadium because of the Kroenkes. They go to the stadium if the team is good. I believe it's so smart. It's very smart. Because over the last 5 years, tell me one time when we have heard that Arteta and the owners are not together and they all agree. One time. I need one time.
Never.
Someone tell me. Never. So now it happened today. Now it happened today, but now it happened.
In fact, reports came out when Mudryk went to Chelsea, right? I don't remember which article reported this, that it was Edu and Arteta that vetoed when Kroenke said, okay, you know what, we'll give Shakhtar what they need, we'll raise the money. Edu and Arteta went back, said, no, actually, he's not worth it. And I'll say this again. Yes, in hindsight, it was a correct decision. But that only shows that they were willing to back him. They are still willing to back him. Obviously, they will put some constraints. That's normal. Every owner would do that. Probably even Sheikh Mansour has some constraints on Man City. But my point is, there's no evidence. There's no evidence to show that they're not aligned together.
I'll just tell you one statement. I was completely shocked when you didn't sign someone, specifically given the fact that Saka's injured. I thought within like January 3rd, you'll have someone through the door. That's the one thing that shocked me. Whether it's Arteta, whether it's Kroenke's, whether it's Edu, whether it's our cousin, no one cares. You should have had someone in through within the first, like the beginning of the month, given the fact Saka's out. Because there's an opportunity here. We have to be honest. City are crap this season, which is an opportunity for Arsenal and Liverpool and everyone. But khalas, the friend and family's club didn't sign anyone. We didn't sign anyone. So it's going to be khalas, whoever wins from
The thing about that is the last thing that Liverpool didn't sign anyone, so they didn't strengthen. And Liverpool can go far in the Champions League, so they can prioritize something. Arsenal had a chance to go and get a forward tomorrow to make sure that they win 14 out of the last 15 games. Now you put the pressure. That's the thing. But anyway, listen, before I do the super chats, guys, Ashraf Talks Football in the description. Durak Diaries in the description as well. Does shows. I'm just going to tell you one of them.
You made me moderator as well.
2 p.m. every Monday, he has a show going on his channel, so go and support that show. It's a fantastic show with him and Hooks, and he does other shows as well, so go and support Jordz as well.
The Spurs show is a very good show, by the way, guys. I recommend you watch the Spurs show. Very nice show. Very good show.
So go and support Jordz, of course. And
something the boardroom, right? Or the
boardroom talks. Boardroom talks.
Yeah, that's the one.
Let me do now the super chats. I haven't done one. So apologies, guys. The conversation was so heated that I couldn't do one super chat to interject.
My bad, people.
To be honest, I'm sorry. There's a lot of them, and they are. Spurs has beaten Man City multiple goals before, but Arsenal hasn't in 2020, in 22 years until now. That is why Arsenal have shown more energy towards beating City. Arsenal haven't beaten City in multiple goals for 22 years.
Oh, I don't know.
That
sounds crazy. Arsenal probably slapped them up in the early 2000s all the time. I doubt that to be true, man.
We beat them 3-0 in 2010, 2011.
Fuck, that's time ago.
Okay, so AMT,
that was ages ago. That was ages ago.
Arsenal fans aren't allowed to be happy for 3 days. That's for Jordz.
Nope.
They are allowed to be happy.
Apparently.
I don't know why.
When you got a Carabao Cup semi-final, I mean, tomorrow, you got
Jordz, you know how fucking big for Arsenal is to beat Man City 5-1 after the rivalry that happened. You know you're fucking shameless. Exactly. This is shameless, and you all are shameless. It's not a fact. It is his opinion. Use your brain. I think that was regarding the
prediction.
What was that regarding?
Who's more likely to go through?
Yeah, it's not a fact. It's an opinion. It's definitely an opinion, guys. It's an opinion. Guys, everyone hit that like button. Guys, we're not fucking on 300 likes. We still have 700 people here. So hit that
guys,
like button.
Me and Jordz and Ashraf voice went and you still haven't liked the video. Like the
guys,
video.
like the damn video.
Medicine right now. Come on, guys.
And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Guys, hit the like button underneath your live chat. Let's get to 300 likes live while you do super chat. Listen to Nafisa.
Can I just ask Will a question? Where the fuck have you been, Will?
I don't know.
Will Z. I haven't seen that name in 6 months.
Yes.
Man, he disappeared.
Anyway. Oh no, Husam has gone full screen again, for fuck's sake. You remember, Chelsea fans, we're gonna beat you.
Did we win in the end or no?
And then you apologize. Bro, you have a video apology on your show, so stop.
That was AI.
Husam, utter awful United team came to the place, Anfield, and Maguire saved you from defeat. I know it was a derby, but this is a semi-final, so Spurs have a 10-15% chance of going through. Be humble, eh? Zayn, we'll see. Husam is never humble before the game. He's humble after the games only.
Yes, if Spurs earn my respect, then I'll give them the respect.
See the difference? It's fucking the energy changes.
Yeah, they have to earn my respect, innit? Why the fuck should I respect the 15th place Premier League team?
Mo, I'm sorry, I don't watch your videos when you get Rory. Ashraf is much better. He speaks so much sense. I'm sorry, that is my opinion. I'm just going to tell you something. A lot of people have told me Ashraf is so deluded that he shouldn't represent Arsenal, and Rory is the best. And now other people told me Rory is shit, and Ashraf is great. Ashraf is shit, Rory is good. More shit. Bro, Neil Pal, it's not like It will vary. Opinions differ about people, but I appreciate your super chat. Diallo saying,
Big up.
in theory, of course, Tottenham have a bigger chance. In reality, Tottenham have a bigger chance. Simple. Diallo, it's very simple, my man. On paper, because we are before the game, it's the same. In theory, yes. In reality, it's the same. The final Arsenal Spurs, Husam will get cooked. Yes, Husam will absolutely get cooked. If Spurs go through, Husam is cooked.
Because you can't, like, the whole Newcastle thing as well. Remember that.
No, nobody cares. If Newcastle lose to Arsenal, nobody. If Liverpool lose to Spurs, people will care about you. You know that. People come for you. No going for any Newcastle fan. You know that, Husam. Isn't it necessary business for Spurs fan, Jordz?
Recency bias.
Recency. So what the fuck, bro?
You can't even read anymore.
Isn't it recency bias for Spurs fan? Isn't it recency bias about Spurs can win against Liverpool?
Yeah, they beat Brentford.
You beat Brentford?
Yeah, man, 3 points this weekend. Come on, the direct. You know what I mean? You know what I
First
mean?
win in 7. It's okay.
Jordz and Dave came in swinging, then Ashraf cooked. It's your opinion. Oh my God, Diallo, you every Arsenal fan, you're
Big
really
up,
back. Big up, my man, but come on.
By the way, you know what's the funniest
He backed
thing about
logic.
Diallo?
He didn't back Arsenal fan.
Yeah, Habibi, you
know what's the funniest thing about Diallo? He says he's a Barca fan.
Barca fan, but he's definitely an Arsenal fan. He's definitely an Arsenal fan, bro.
By the way, I will say this because it was this channel where he was asked that question, and I remember he mentioned, I'm a Barca fan first, but I also like Arsenal. I do remember he sent a super chat saying that. And this was like...
So what did you do in 2011 when Van Persie got sent off?
2 months ago. 2 months ago.
What did you do?
Did you celebrate Arshavin's goal?
Yes.
That's their Champions League heritage, isn't it?
I will not be objective, just vibes will win. Yes, Nafisa, we'll see. If Arsenal win, I think it will be great. I think it will be a better final. Arsenal versus... I think Arsenal reaching the final is better.
In terms of best final, it will be North London Derby.
North London Derby, yes.
Can I ask you guys a question quickly? You and Mo and Jordz. If Arsenal, it'll definitely not happen, but let's say somehow Arsenal make it to the final and Liverpool make it to the final, would you guys then come and say, yeah, you were right? Husam and Ashraf were right.
What do you mean?
About what? The both of you used to
about the probability that Arsenal going through is higher than Tottenham's.
Yeah, yes. If that makes you feel better. But if you don't win the trophy, then we're both going to be losers, ain't we?
No. Don't do it. Makes me feel better. don't do this cop out. Come on, bro.
Yeah, if Arsenal win tomorrow against Newcastle and go through, and Spurs get smashed, for example, I'll say yes.
I was wrong.
I was so easy, Habibi, to be so wrong. In hindsight, it's easy. Spurs are shit. Pool are the best team in Europe. Sunra saying, I guess we'll see. It's only 2 days. It's only 48 hours. Zayn, Liverpool have 80% chance and Spurs have 15% chance. Out of 85 and 80 is Salah turning up. If he doesn't turn up, Liverpool ain't scoring 3 goals and Spurs will score at least once. Smash the likes. So smash the likes, people. Be someone objective.
Man.
Objective, bro. Objective. Husam always forget referees will help Spurs versus Liverpool. What? Happened only once.
God.
Happened only once.
Yeah, Habibi, why did Sissoko direct traffic? Yani, like doing this, like, bro, you cannot do this. In the Champions League, it was a penalty.
No. He's saying help Spurs versus Liverpool.
This guy, he's trying to defend that as well. Look at me. He's shamelessly trying to defend that as being a handball as well, you know.
Yeah, but you want to know what goes against you in that game? The fact that Origi scored at the end. So it's like 2 goals.
Nafisa is saying, Husam, if it's North London Derby, wallahi, find shame.
Oh, yeah. No, Nafisa, you find shame. I'll tell you why. If Spurs beat Arsenal to a trophy, you will never ever hear the end of it. And like, I genuinely think there will be Arsenal fans who will stop watching YouTube. I'm not even exaggerating. Wallahi, Mo knows this. There will legitimately be Arsenal fans stop watching YouTube. I swear.
Can I say this?
Just for reference, imagine Hamza's monologue on Ahwa after that. Just alone.
If Arsenal lose the final to Spurs, I think it's a best content ever.
Can I say this? You guys will laugh and Jordz will think I'm a hater. But if Newcastle and Spurs play the finals, I actually back Newcastle more.
No, but I said this too. I've come out and said this. I said if we go to Newcastle in the final, I think Newcastle are more than likely to beat us.
Yeah, fair.
See, you tried to cook, you got cooked.
Yeah, he got cooked.
No, I didn't try to cook. I was giving my opinion.
I want Arsenal in the final. I want Arsenal.
10 likes away from 300 people. Listen to Luke. 10 likes away from 300. Hit that like button. Listen to Luke. Thank you, Luke. For the super chat. Nafisa saying his name was Miles, Sam. You were miles off it.
Yeah, I can't lie. I did a whole pre-recorded video calling him Martin Lewis Kelly. Then I realized his name's fucking Miles.
Oh, Husam, what happened to my
you want to know what's
apology,
funny? Let me tell you what's funny, yeah? I was like, remember the name Martin Lewis Kelly. Fucking said it wrong as well.
Oh my god. What happened to my apology,
Martin
Husam? You
Miles
said
thing is
Calafiori will start?
Yeah. No, I did apologize. Did I not apologize in the watch along? I said I apologized publicly to Ashraf because he was right. I said it.
Oh, well, I didn't say
Did you apologize to Arsenal fans because you said it's going to be a draw? Or you didn't? Not yet. Oh, okay. Let's move on. It's not lack of cohesion. It's a lack of competence.
Christian Pulisic
that
scored
too.
against you and you
That
lost.
too. That too.
You took
that
your
too.
fans to Saudi Arabia
That
to lose.
too. You only
Christian Pulisic.
it only took a dodgy
Christian
penalty against Spurs
Pulisic
for
is
you to
the
win a
reason
Champions
why
League.
this
Otherwise,
guy doesn't have
you'd
a
have had
Super
3
Cup.
finals losing to Real Madrid.
And as a matter of fact,
Obviously.
Napoli didn't win league title in 40 years. 40, not 30. And Inter bottled it, giving Napoli league title.
Yeah, Napoli didn't
Mo
win it.
is actually the reason why Salah
Watch him
can talk football.
rattle. You're rattle. You've seen one league. You've seen Sam. You've seen
never
2
that.
major trophies in
saying
all
Husam's
your
rattle.
life. You have seen 2 major trophies in your lifetime.
Wrong,
Oh,
I've seen
Ash
3.
has seen more trophies than you in his lifetime.
No, if you say major, then I've seen a lot.
You've seen 2 Champions League. You've seen 3. 2 Champions
But
Leagues
what
and
has
a
that
Premier
Champions
League.
Leagues, 1 Premier League.
Ashraf, how old are you? Are you not 30 something?
Stop it.
Yeah, I'm
Stop
33.
it, Mo. You lost that one. Take the L, mate. Take
I'm
the
taking
L.
the L. I'm taking the L here.
Yeah,
I'm
take
taking
the
the
L,
L.
mate. Take the L.
Wenger did exactly what Arteta is doing, which is be with the owner, be in bed with the owners. That is what we mean. Multiple goal mean 4 or above. All right. Yeah. Okay. Spurs did it once, only or twice, or something like that. Thank you, AMT, for the. Thanks, Ashraf, for remembering Barca first, always.
I got you, Diallo. He did say it.
Barca
He
first,
did.
George,
always,
when is
but
the last
all
time
my super
Spurs
chats
beat
I
Arsenal?
twerk for Arsenal. Okay, bro.
When is
I've
the
never
last
seen you do Yamal
2021
in the
during
chat.
that.
Can we let George respond?
Yeah, it was during that the top 4 race, isn't it? When we slapped them 3-0 at the lane.
Correct.
When there was
After
pressure
that,
on
we've been
when there was actual pressure on the game to do
Correct.
something.
After that, we've been slapping them ever since.
Yeah.
You
There hasn't been no
slapped
pressure
them.
on any of the minutes.
When is the last time Arsenal slapped Spurs? Like one with 2+ goal margin.
3-1 or 3-0.
We did it 3-1 the next
3-0
season.
last
and
season.
then 2-0 at their ground that same season when we did home and away.
Oh yeah, it was 3-2 last season, not 3-0.
No, the season before that we did 3-1 and 2-0.
Yeah.
Okay,
Home and
people,
away.
listen. It's a fantastic, entertaining show. Big up to George. Big up Donna Collin for a member for 9 months. Wagwan, please tell Mr. Tom his new hairstyle rocks. I will tell him. Big up Donna.
Donna's so relentless with this, man. She got memberships everywhere. She has to be rich.
The
She's my
funny part
first
is
member, man.
you
Shout out
think
to
it's a
Donna.
she. That's the funny part.
The problem is you think it's a she.
I know it's a he, but I'm running with the gimmick.
A he, mate.
I don't know
It's a he,
I
mate.
don't know if you see he called into Deji's stream like last week and would put on
Cold
an AI
in.
voice.
Actually,
it was called in show. He's on an AI voice and it's crazy, man.
Like
That's
he's fully
dedication.
playing up to this whole like I'm a girl thing.
He's got a new one in my chat. It comes in Shirley the tea lady, the Tottenham tea lady.
Yeah, that's the same person, by the way. That's him.
I know.
What's the DP though?
He actually sent me a voice note. Habibi, he's a Spurs fan from India. And
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
just
I know,
pretending
I know.
to be Donna Cullen just for fun. You actually know
big up,
that
big up.
Donna Cullen is like an upstairs person at Spurs, by the way.
Yeah, she's like Levy's right hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big up everybody that is here, guys. Hit that like
up.
button before we go. Subscribe to the channel. It's this MHF. We're gonna do MHF in an hour and a half. Support George, Ash, of course, and of course Don Husam, this is gonna be a great week. Hopefully in an hour soon. We'll see you guys soon. We're out of here, people.